Jamison vest for Toledo in their midnight blue and gold. Has the football all teed up at the 35-yard line. Settle back and enjoy it, everybody. You're going to love it. Group of 5 spectacular tonight. Game on inside Glass Bowl Stadium. This is Bishop Louis for Tulsa from the 8-yard line. He got upended at the 23-yard line, which brings out a young man with quite the quarterbacking name, Dustin Fox, in college football, as we say hi to Chad President. President, who took over this year as a starter. Might even see Luke Skipper tonight, but he's following in the shoes of the record-setting quarterback Dane Evans.
Yeah, Dane was terrific last year, over 3,000 yards. And they didn't know that the President was going to be the quarterback coming into the season, and he has earned the right, had a pretty good performance against Oklahoma State in week 1, and here he is as the starter in week 3.
President will keep the football off that zone read look, and he got taken down right away as Toledo opportunistic. Coming up to make that hit is Josh Teachy, who wears number 8. Dustin, up-tempo, don't blink, you may miss a snap.
They're going to go as fast as they can. They had 92 plays last week, and they want to get 100.
Throwing that bubble screen and put it in the hands of that fleet wide receiver for Tulsa. As making that grab on the throw was Keenan Johnson. Johnson making the catch, and he's got a Tulsa first down. Right up to the line of scrimmage and snap of the football. Play action. Now gunning back inside and right on time, hitting that throw for Tulsa to Justin Hobbs. You're going to like Hobbs tonight, Dustin. We take a look at our impact players for both squads.
Yeah, Justin Hobbs, the wide receiver, who's back here for the Golden Hurricane. And then on the defensive side for Toledo, Jawan Woodley.
President starts 2 for 2. More pitch and catch as President gets the football out. He's now 3 for 3. Justin Hobbs again, but Toledo's all over that. How about Jawan Woodley, one of the top search and hit linebackers in college football?
He's a special player, runs sideline to sideline. We were talking with Coach Brian George this week, and he's one of those glue guys on the defense. They love having him, and he's a senior, so they expect a huge year for Mr. Woodley.
This is D'Angelo Brewer, the All-American candidate, with his first carry of the night. On that inside zone read, move the sticks, first down, Tulsa. Well, Dustin, last week, he just absolutely exploded against Louisiana with 262 yards and the 3 TDs. Second straight carry for Brewer. Well, he makes himself skinny, doesn't he, Dustin, when he comes through a seam?
It's always interesting when you see guys get inside, they call a phone booth, and he's one of those guys who can find his way out of a phone booth, and he's a pretty big guy. He's added some weight this offseason, but he can certainly get out of those tight spaces.
Brewer on the 3rd straight carry. You see his ability to break tackles and continue to rack up yards after contact. He's got a first down at the 44-yard line. So 3 first downs in this opening possession for Chad President and the Tulsa offense.
Well, Brewer had 38 carries last week. We were chatting with the Toledo staff this week, and they said if he has 38 carries tonight, that's a bad sign.
Play action. Throwing that comeback route that came up short, so the first miss of the night for Chad President. He was looking to find Josh Stewart. The receiving core, as we said, Justin Hobbs 6'4", Josh Stewart 6'3", and Keenan Johnson 6'2". A lot of size outside the numbers.
Going to be a tremendous challenge for this Toledo defensive secondary tonight.
That quick shot from President as he plays pitch and catch with Keenan Johnson. Johnson to the 35-yard line as Toledo under siege here with this quick strike attack of Tulsa.
Again, they're just going to get to the line of scrimmage. They're going to call it from the sideline and go as fast as they possibly can.
D'Angelo Brewer on that 3rd and short has got a first down at the 33-yard line of Toledo. What did Jason Candle tell us this week? He said, we know what we're facing defensively, and we've got to find answers in a hurry. Brewer again. Toledo's front 7 reacting well to that. He gave him 3 as he got stacked up at the 30-yard line.
We've talked about Brewer and how he added some weight over the last 2 seasons, up about 25 pounds from where he was. And part of that is he had 46 carries against Fresno State last year, and they feel like with that size, that extra muscle he's added, he can certainly carry the weight and carry a big load.
Brewer, second level and more. Look at him power his way through the tackles. Finally able to get him on the ground was that strong safety, Josh Teachy. That's another first down on D'Angelo Brewer's run.
Just so quick and patient. I mean, look at this. He follows his, they bring the wide receiver in to be the lead blocker, and he reads right off him.
President taking a shot end zone, and he's overthrowing Keenan Johnson.
The thing to keep an eye on this opening drive, and certainly in this first quarter, Michael, is how does Toledo respond to this tempo? Because this is something that you try and simulate in practice, but you just can't do it until you get onto the field and you experience the speed and tempo in which this Tulsa offense will play with. It takes a little bit of time to adjust.
Just outside the red zone, this is 2nd and 10, and this is D'Angelo Brewer. Oh, look at Brewer. Josh Teachy. That's 3 tackles on this first possession, Dustin, that Teachy's made where he's hanging on to keep Brewer from going to the end zone.
Yeah, good tackle there for Teachy. I mean, that was a touchdown-saving tackle. Brewer would have been in the end zone for 6.
3rd and short, the line to make for Tulsa at the Toledo 11. D'Angelo Brewer. Oh, it's going to be close. He got stacked up. Boy, that's an excellent hit. Toledo's terrific linebacker, Jawan Woodley, led the stops along with big Nate Childress. There's Nate, the 295-pounder out of nearby Rossford High School.
Well, early in the game, we're going to see a little bit of a aggressive play call here. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Going to go with a jumbo package. Brewer got the first down. Needed to get just inside the 11. They'll spot him near the 10. First down, Tulsa. Josh Teachy on the Toledo stop.
Take a look at the push the offensive line gets, and then he just lowers his shoulder pads, and you can see the lower body power that he has as he pushes for the first down.
Well, we mentioned to you up-tempo, high-octane. You're certainly seeing that. And again, now the first carry of the night.
That's a big boy tackle right there, Michael.
Yeah,
Josh
Shamari Brooks. Teachy has made, he's got 4 solo tackles, that young man right there. Josh Teachy, last year he played more of the star position, Dustin.
Yeah.
Now they got him back at that strong safety. And that was Shamari Brooks on his first carry. President will keep the football. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Chad President to cap off touchdown drive off the opening kickoff for Tulsa.
Take a look at your defensive end. This is a read option. They're going to fake the handoff right to Shamari Brooks, and obviously the quarterback, Chad President, sees the defensive end bite on Brooks. He pulls it out, and it's an easy 6 points.
Redford Jones on to add the PAT as you see Chad President getting the congratulatory daps from that Tulsa bench. The President led that drive very, very smartly. Once they got in Toledo territory, though, the bulk of it was the ground game. Samuel Gotch is the holder. Redford Jones to add the PAT. Jones will drill it, and after the President touchdown run, it's Tulsa's Golden Hurricane. They average 42 a game, wasting no time. They've got a 7-0 lead on Toledo. Chad President off the inside zone read to the house. Toledo's football when we get back. On this beautiful September Saturday night, celebrating here tonight the 100th anniversary of Toledo Rocket football. We'll tell you more about that. But that young man, Chad President, 225-pound sophomore to the end zone with a touchdown run to get Tulsa on the board first. We'll see if Toledo responds here. As Redford Jones has got the football on the tee, back at the deep spots for Toledo, Deontay Johnson. Johnson took one to the house from during that opener against Elon. Not going to come out. And it'll be Toledo's Logan Woodside. Woodside
Yeah.
to bring this football team out, and how phenomenal has he been. Dustin, every time I look at from a year ago, and this young man with 45 TD throws, only 9 picks, and threw for over 4,100 yards. Can we make a legitimate case that he was the most prolific quarterback in the FBS last year?
There's no question about it. I mean, you lead the country with 45 touchdowns. You're doing something right. And it was a good Toledo team last year. I think if he has a big senior season, he's now on the radar, I think, for a lot of people. And it's amazing to see for this kid because he's been through so much. He went through the Philip Ely transfer from Alabama, and then he had to sit out with a redshirt year because he was a graduate senior. He has stood by all of his teammates, and he's done everything the right way. You got to be happy for a kid like that who is finally getting his time to shine, and he's making the most of it. No question about it.
Personal foul on Tulsa. As that cost him 15. So Logan Woodside will start from the 40-yard line. Motion out of Terry Swanson. Toledo goes empty. Woodside will come middle on that crossing route. Outstanding grab.
He's out.
Hauled in and heading to the house. Denzel McKinley Lewis. Touchdown. Toledo's Rockets.
I think he's surprised. He doesn't catch many footballs. This is his second catch of the season, and he takes it all the way to the house. You just see the speed. And he's going to get an excellent block down the field there from Cody Thompson, who, of course, what doesn't Cody Thompson do for this football team? And McKinley Lewis all the way. What an amazing start. We called it, partner. A lot of offense.
Jamison Vest had the PAT. A 60-yard Logan Woodside to Denzel McKinley Lewis. Toledo Rocket blast off. And that strong safety right there, one of the best, Manny Bunch, got caught inside, and McKinley Lewis made him pay. All even at 7. The fireworks just beginning. Denzel McKinley Lewis. Denzel McKinley Lewis taking that 60 yards to the end zone on just his second catch of the year to tie Toledo and Tulsa at 7. Great to have you along. Michael Regai, Dustin Fox, and this is Jamison Vest on that kickoff that is going to come up short. And this is return man Bishop Louis. Louis to the 25-yard line where he got knifed down. Let's take a look at this Logan Woodside strike, Dustin Fox, on the crossing route.
He's wide open. It's a little pivot route. He sits down in zone coverage, and he sees the defender kind of lay off to the inside, and he just, all of a sudden, Woodside cuts him inside and throws the football, and he's off to the races.
Yep, to tie it at 7. All right, what are we to make of that first Tulsa possession? 18 plays to get in the end zone. Like the distribution, 12 runs, 6 pass.
Well, it's a lot different than last week. The average time of possession in drive length was 9 plays last week for a scoring drive. So they certainly distributed the football around, and Toledo made them earn it. 18 plays, that is a long drive.
That first down carry out of the zone reach, Shamari Brooks. So this is a true freshman, folks, out of Tulsa Union High. He's D'Angelo Brewer's backup. Now you see Chad President, Dustin, why don't you explain this? He held that mesh point out of the zone read for quite some time before he gave Shamari Brooks the football. Mesh point ultra important in the zone read.
No question. The mesh point is the point at which the quarterback puts the football into the belly of the back and makes a decision off the defensive end. Either he pulls it out or he hands the football off.
Play action. President's going to float that fade up that left sideline.
I think he got it.
What an outstanding grab that was made by Josh Stewart, although he came down on that white boundary incomplete.
And I wonder, the official did throw his hat, so he may have stepped out of bounds on, yeah, he's out of bounds there, so that would be illegal touching. He can't catch, he can't be the first one to touch the football, so that's not going to be catch.
Well, again, the Toledo corners now, and they're good ones, as we know, Trayvon Matthews, the All-MAC performer, and Kadar Holman, they're going to be tested. Outside the back gate is Shamari Brooks. He'll hit that accelerator and see you later. Shamari Brooks, 63 yards to the end zone. We told you it's high octane, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit A right there.
This is a true freshman, Michael. Shamari Brooks was the Oklahoma 6A State Offensive Player of the Year last year in the state of Oklahoma. That's the highest level of football, and they are excited about this young man, and you can certainly see why. Off to the races, shows excellent speed, and the thing they love about him is he has picked up the offense rather quickly and shown a lot in camp for a freshman, and certainly they can't keep the football out of his hands.
Redford Jones adding the PAT. We've only been going 6 minutes and 39 seconds, folks. We've had 3 touchdowns on the board, 2 of them of the major big play variety.
The one thing we talked about with Coach Brian George this week, Michael, was you can't allow the home runs. And that, I know we're not talking about baseball here, but we're talking football. But these home run plays can be a killer for really both teams because these offenses are so explosive and puts a lot of stress on the defense. And that is a big-time error for the Toledo Rockets. There's a look at Coach Philip Montgomery. Got to be pretty happy about this start, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We loved our conversation with both Philip Montgomery and Jason Candle this week. We'll be referring to that quite a bit throughout the telecast tonight. See, Jason Campbell, his defense has been rocked. Dustin, though, against zone read principles, you mentioned about the defensive philosophy. How important is assignment football defensively against zone read?
It's all assignment football. It's discipline. It is eye control and doing your job. That's the number one thing that you teach as a defensive coach. And if you don't, then one big play like that can happen. It can get out the gate. And Chad President is a tremendous athlete at the quarterback position. So you have that extra blocker there. So going to be a tremendous challenge for Toledo tonight.
There's a Toledo kick return flyer, Deontay Johnson, who returned 199 yards to the end zone in the opener against Elon. Johnson not able to get started there. Got Deontay Johnson and also Javonte Johnson for Toledo. They're not related, but both of them are burners that that man right there, Jason Campbell, knows he has to get involved with a lot of touches in his pass and return games. Now, Logan Woodside's had one snap and he turned it into a 60-yard touchdown throw. Terry Swanson is the running back. He'll offset. Second possession, Toledo. This is Terry Swanson out of the zone read, and Swanson got back to the line of scrimmage, who's taken down. So how about this? Now here's a young man who's been terrific for the last 3 years as the backup to the fabulous Kareem Hunt. Now a senior and finally getting his opportunity to get more reps.
Yeah, 800-yard games in his career, Doak Walker watch list, and you think about all of that when you're replacing a guy like Kareem Hunt, obviously a lot of talent.
2nd and 9, throw that bubble screen and put it in the hands of wideout Desmond Phillips. But Phillips got corralled. That's Reggie Robinson, the hard-hitting corner. The coaches raved about, they love their corners. Reggie Robinson, who wears number 9, and Kerwin Thomas, number 2. They feel like they'll hold up, Dustin, against this Toledo pass game.
Well, Kerwin started a lot of games, and Robinson, of course, started for 3 years as well, and he's a former safety. So you mentioned coming up and hitting you. He is an excellent tackler from that boundary corner position.
On 3rd and 7 for Logan Woodside. Swanson offset. Toledo will run in the 4 wide receiver package. Woodside will trigger that out, and it almost got picked off. He was looking for his tight end, Jordan Fisher, and you see jumping that route was that opportunistic secondary from the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Jordan Mitchell jumped the route.
And he's playing off coverage here, too. That ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage by a Tulsa defender. Obviously, that's why the pass falls short. But this is what Coach Bill Young, defensive coordinator for Tulsa, wants. He said, we got to steal some possessions this week. He said, you got to get either some turnovers or some 3-and-outs to get the football back into the hands of their offense. And this is what they've done on the second drive of the game.
And a young man from Australia and bringing out that rugby punt, the true freshman. He got a terrific drag on that to the 25-yard line. So real good boot. 53-yard boot from the true freshman. Keeping it away, by the way, from D'Angelo Brewer. Third possession for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Philip Montgomery's offense on fire. They've got a 14-7 lead over Toledo. How absolutely phenomenal were they a year ago, folks? They're the only offense in NCAA history. That's right, I said NCAA history, Dustin Fox, with a 3,000-plus yard passing QB, 2 1,000-yard rushers, and 2 1,000-plus yard wide receivers. Tulsa's Golden Hurricanes.
How are they going to fill those shoes? Well, Chad President better step his game up. He knows he's got a huge void there left by Dane Evans, and we all know about D'Angelo Brewer.
And this is Brewer, and he is outside the gate. Look out, D'Angelo Brewer into Toledo territory. Before that, he was dragged down from the backside. Justin Clark made the stop. Boy, assignment football. We just talked about it.
And again, big play, and they're going to get up to the line of scrimmage rather quickly.
Brewer, look at the yards after contact, Dustin Fox. First down, just a simple power play, and he's got 6 more.
We're already seeing what Jason Candle talked about with us this week. Adversity. They have not felt any of that this season, and right now they're getting punched in the mouth.
Third straight Brewer carry. He got dragged down from the backside. That's Jack Lynch, backup linebacker, sophomore out of Whitmer High School here in Toledo. How impressed are you with D'Angelo Brewer?
The coach couldn't stop raving about him, because I knew watching the film this week, Michael, as we prepare for this game. So special out of the backfield. He just really does it all. I mean, his touchdown run last week against Louisiana, 50 yards. Just burst out of a cannon. Sure.
That was 3rd and 2 right there. Now he spotted about, 3/4 of a yard short. Now the line to make is right at the 38-yard line of Toledo. And of course, already up 14-7. Philip Montgomery keeps that offense on the football field.
Not even a question.
4th and 1. Getting rocked with Shamari Brooks. Big stop for Toledo. How about that initial hit that came from Richard Olakana out of the secondary? Huge stop.
Watch number 42 burst into your screen right here like he shot out of a cannon. Amazing job by Toledo's defense. Look at this. I mean, you talk about shooting your gap. That's exactly what he did right there.
245-pound junior getting a big hug. Richard Olekanma out of Downers Grove, Illinois, to put the stop on D'Angelo Brewer. Turn it over on downs. Toledo's football down by 7. Woodside going to take a shot. Cody Thompson. Oh, Logan Woodside would love to have that back. He had him running free by 7 yards and missed him.
I started to jump in there, Michael, because I said, got him. This is an outside double move by Cody Thompson. He has the cornerback squarely beat, and that's just a miss from Logan Woodside. It's always difficult on some of these double moves because the receiver changes his route, and the speed of his route changes. So Woodside tried to lead him, and it was just too much.
This is Terry Swanson. Good cut. Swanson has come free on that zone read to the 40-yard line. That's 18 yards and a Toledo first down. The elusiveness of Terry Swanson. Toledo going ultra quickly. Again, Swanson got a flag coming from the umpire, usually in the area of hold, as Swanson was knocked down by Jeremy Smith.
Holding. Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Terry Swanson last week against Nevada, Dustin. 101 yards and a couple of TDs. Caught the ball well.
You can see the explosiveness of Terry Swanson. This is one of the reasons why Logan Woodside hasn't had to do a whole lot on the offensive side of the football. Terry Swanson's doing a terrific job and now has a chance to sort of be that bell cow in the backfield.
205-pound senior out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, the home of one Tony Dorsett. Swanson, big hole. Got a flag that was thrown as Swanson came through that crease to the 45-yard line. But let's look. As a flag was thrown, was thrown by the head linesman on the boundary as he was setting up and looking into that line of scrimmage, Dustin. Now, Jason Kendall wants to know, too.
Illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Anthony Calabrese letting us know that, well, I don't think Jason Kendall agrees, but illegal shift on Toledo. All right, that's going to bring the football back to the 45-yard line. Now the Rockets are looking now at 1st and 25. His first down to make is all the way down at Tulsa's 30-yard line.
Well, no problem here for Logan Woodside. Nothing he hasn't faced before with these offenses. They might as well start at 1st and 25 with both of these teams, the way that they can move the sticks.
No big deal. Now Toledo's going to call a timeout. I'm not sure if I think they might have started that play clock a little bit prematurely, and Toledo ultimately is going to call the timeout. That's their first here. Michael Regai, Dustin Fox, know you're enjoying this, and as we take a look at it, you're going to see 3 running backs tonight for Toledo, and this outstanding wide receiver, Cody Thompson. Dustin, last year he averaged 20 yards per catch.
This is a guy that will play in the National Football League with his size and his hands. He does it all for this football team. High character guy as a freshman. Played a million snaps on special teams, has earned his right to.
Unsportsmanlike foul on the head coach of Toledo. 15-yard penalty. That is his first unsportsmanlike in the game.
Well, last week, this is a Toledo team that had 14 penalties in that game. And now you're off to a couple big-time penalties. There's Jason Kendall. He's getting an earful, or giving an earful, rather, to the officials.
And I think he's telling. Remember, I mentioned the play clock?
Yeah.
He said, I had to call that timeout because you prematurely started the play clock.
All right, 1st and 40, here we go.
What do you got in the playbook for 1st and 40?
Draw. Terry Swanson.
Yeah, going to run that inside carry out of the zone read. Swanson got 4, second and very long.
And now you look to open it up a little bit more here on 2nd down.
Both these squads go ultra quickly. As you know, Toledo, though, not quite so quick. They'll get up to the line of scrimmage, Dustin, but a lot of times then the look over to the sidelines from Logan Woodside, the offense.
2nd in Ann Arbor here?
Yeah, they're going in that direction, yeah. 2nd and 36, folks. Gunning that slant, picked off, and headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Tulsa. Craig Suits, the outside linebacker. He read that right from the snap. Woodside looked his way. Suits picked him off, and this Tulsa Golden Hurricane squad has setting everybody in the Glass Bowl on their heels.
I don't know what Logan Woodside's looking at here. Suits does an excellent job reading the eyes of the quarterback. He's dropping out to his hook curl zone right there in zone coverage. And look at this. He stares it down the entire play, and Suits just goes right to his spot where he sees the eyes of Woodside. That is an easy pick 6. And Tulsa now has a 2-score lead.
Craig Suits already had a couple of pass breakups this year. He's one of the leading tacklers on this Tulsa Golden Hurricane squad. And he just went to the house after he read and then picked 6. The very, very fine Toledo quarterback, Logan Woodside. Let's take another peek, Dustin Fox.
Watch the patience of Suits. Excellent hands, catches it with his hands. That's number 1 key for a defensive guy. Suits a guy who's a leader, captain of this football team, a veteran, been around here forever. He's the only player on this defense, Michael, with 200 career tackles. So he does it all, and they're happy to have him back for a big senior season, and what a way to start it off.
Young man out of Sunnyvale, Texas. All of you Tulsa Golden Hurricane college football fans in Texas at Poteet High School. Dustin told you he's already had a decorated defensive career here at Tulsa, and what a dream come true. I'll tell you what, too, how many linebackers have we seen down through the years have that opportunity? He hauled that football in like a receiver, tucked it, was gone.
And it's difficult, too, because sometimes your eyes get real big, and you think you're just going to walk into the end zone. You start thinking about, hey, I've got to score this football. And he showed excellent concentration, Michael, to not only secure the catch, but finish the job.
His second career pick six that he's had in this Tulsa defense, and that's Redford Jones driving that kickoff, unreturnable for Deontay Johnson. And now we've got more extracurriculars going on. Is that Cody Thompson involved for Toledo? I'll tell you, Tulsa's feeling it. Why not Dustin Fox? They've rocked this glass bowl in Toledo. They put 21 points up in the first less than 12 minutes of the opening quarter.
Yeah, they are coming in with a lot of confidence, and really I think it goes back to last week's game against Louisiana. In the second half, they scored nearly every possession, and so offensively they feel like things are really starting to click, and the defense is the one area that has sort of held them back. How about getting a defensive touchdown early in this ball game?
I go back to the ground, the third tailback that you'll see for this Toledo Rocket squad. Of course, the starter is Terry Swanson. You'll also see Shaquille Seymour. This is Art Tompkins. Tompkins, a sophomore out of Pittsburgh. Toledo's really balanced out their carries this year. Coming into tonight in the two games, Swanson with 38 carries, Art Tompkins with 27, and Seymour with 25.
All of these guys have earned every carry that they've gotten. And Coach mentioned that to us. He said, we don't have enough footballs to go around.
That's right. Well, that's great. Great competition on the practice field. Again, that inside delay, excellent spin by Art Tompkins. That sophomore, he's got a first down. Did you like that pivot and spin to break a tackle from Tompkins?
The old circle button. Robert Revels, number 4. Watch number 4 for Tulsa here. He's going to come down, and he thinks he's got 33 dead to rights. Circle button, out the gates, big first down.
So Toledo on the move after Logan Woodside. Woodside 2 of 5, 60-yard touchdown throw, and then the pick six. Woodside going to take a shot deep middle off the hand of Deontay Johnson. Johnson was running free as he had Reggie Robinson beat deep middle.
That's the second miss here for Logan Woodside. I think you're right, Michael. I think Johnson clearly has a step on his defender, and that's the second deep ball that Logan Woodside has been inaccurate with tonight.
Woodside at 2nd and 10. Art Tompkins, the running back. Throw that quick shot to Tompkins. He'll get drilled out of bounds, and that Toledo bench is making that hit. We got a late flag, and that's going to be a late hit. That's going to go on Tulsa. It'll go on Jordan Mitchell, the free safety.
Not so sure this isn't on Toledo. I thought Jordan Fisher, 85, had. I thought I saw a hold.
After the play, personal foul, blocking out of bounds. Offense, number 25. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, Jordan Mitchell put the shot on running back Art Tompkins. Just take a look at the block in the back or the late hit out of bounds. Cody Thompson and Reggie Robinson.
I hate that call. It's the right call by the official, letter of the law. But Cody Thompson is he's trying to finish the block off. And it's out of bounds. It's after the play. And so it is the right call. But you see the effort and intensity from a wide receiver blocking. That's not something you see from a lot of guys. So it's going to back up Toledo again.
3rd and 19, Woodside. Got to step up. Woodside will float that throw. We've got a flag. That's going to be pass interference or maybe a hold. We'll see. On that corner being held was Cody Thompson. That's McKinley Whitfield,
the star, who's in man coverage with Cody Thompson on that wheel route, Michael. I think he grabbed a jersey. They're going to either get pass interference or a defensive hold.
Interference. Defense, number 5.
Well, that's a big one.
The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul Automatic.
And
first
Dustin,
down.
think about this. That was on a 3rd and 19. Now, if it was a hold, it only would have been 5.
See, there's the jersey grab right there. I think because the football was potentially
15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
well, the ball was in the air, so they're going to call the pass interference on that one. And you're right. If the pass wouldn't have been in the air yet, could have been a defensive hold. Nonetheless, Toledo gets a first down.
Yeah.
Sort of gets bailed out there with a penalty. They were back. It was 3rd and 21, Michael. That's a huge penalty on Tulsa.
Jason Candle sees the down box move, and that's of prime importance to him. Well, first down, Toledo trailing by 14. Woodside off play action. We're going to get a hold there as that throw. It's caught, but it's brought back. Grant Weiss, the right tackle, is going to get caught there. Woodside was able to hit the throw, but it's coming back.
First down.
Well, that's the problem when you have a mobile quarterback. When he gets outside the pocket for an offensive tackle, you'll see, here's the hold right, 71. See, as Woodside gets outside the pocket, there's nothing Weiss can do, so he ends up grabbing the jersey of Trevis Gibson, number 15.
There's a big fella out of Sunbury, Ohio, Big Walnut High School, 295-pound senior, Brant Weiss, first-year starter, by the way. There's your penalty yardage, 5 for 55 on Toledo. Art Tompkins, 5'8", knows how to make himself small, and Tompkins has got himself back near that original line of scrimmage. Toledo's going fast. We're inside 60 seconds left in the first. Off the play fake, that was deflected, and Cody Thompson went up and got it. It was deflected by Jeremy Smith. Where's number 98, the big defensive end? Thompson made the grab.
Yeah, excellent concentration for Thompson for the minimal gain, but you're right, it was 98 Jeremy Smith who got his big paws on it. That thing could have been intercepted. He was right there.
Right, this is 3rd down and 7 now. 4 wide receivers for quarterback Logan Woodside, the senior out of Frankfort, Kentucky. Woodside will fire that dig route. Cody Thompson's got it. He ran that dig route on the hash marks, Dustin Fox. These two are a lethal combination. Woodside and Thompson.
Michael, Miles Mouton got a big-time hit on Woodside after this football was out. I think it was a clean hit, but Woodside stood in there and delivered the football. Really, really tough play to make for Logan Woodside to convert that first down.
What did we say when we came on the air tonight? Watch fast, listen fast. You like 28 points in that first 15 minutes of football?
Well, what'd I say, 100 points tonight?
You did.
On pace, buddy.
You're on pace. Tulsa's Golden Hurricane have come in here. Chad President with a TD. Matched by Danzel McKinley-Lewis, but then Shamari Brooks and the pick 6 right there from Craig Suits. 21-7 Tulsa after 1 on ESPN. "15 minutes in the books. Big crowd here at the legendary Glass Bowl Stadium on the campus of the University of Toledo with my partner Dustin Fox, our producer-director Ed Kultz, and all of our terrific ESPN crew. I'm Michael Regai. So, 28 points in the first 15 minutes of football. And Toledo's Rockets, able to, we got a little bit of everything, quite frankly. We've had a lot of flags, some of the major variety. Had the Craig Suits pick 6 for Tulsa, the big home run from Shamari Brooks. And, of course, very first snap of the evening tonight for Toledo, 60-yard touchdown throw from Logan Woodside to Danzel McKinley-Lewis. What do you see trend-wise, partner, after 1?
A lot of explosion type plays from both teams, really. I mean, Toledo's only touchdown was a 1-play drive. Tulsa got it going, obviously, and then the big turnover. That's the key to the game so far for Tulsa. That's why it's 21-7. Logan Woodside throws the pick 6 to Craig Suits of Tulsa. And here we sit 21-7. A lot of points on the board, Michael. On our way to 100, I think, combined. It's only happened once in the FBS, and that was last week with Louisiana and Tulsa.
Louisiana and Tulsa, that's right. That Tulsa Golden Hurricanes 66-42 win, where they went wild behind D'Angelo Brewer. Now Toledo trying to play catch-up. down by a couple of touchdowns. This 2-0 Rocket squad picked to win the Mid-American Conference this year. And here in week 3, got to find a way to come back at home. Woodside taking a shot, and it came up short as he was looking for Deontay Johnson. Johnson, though, running stride for stride out of that Tulsa secondary and doing a strong job was Manny Bunch, that strong safety. He and Jordan Mitchell got a veteran secondary back there. Reggie Robinson, we've mentioned him a lot on the corner tonight.
Another flag on Toledo.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty.
Jordan
Second down.
Fisher, the sophomore tight end. And speaking of tight ends, Dustin, we might have met Michael Roberts, a 270-pounder, became a 4th-round draft pick of the Detroit Lions about 40 miles up the road here at Ford Field up I-75. So new tight ends this year for Jason Kendall. He's got 2 sophomores. And he talked extensively about them to us, and we'll get into that here in a minute. Go back to the zone read. Art Tompkins. Tompkins to the 37-yard line. He got a quick 10 of it back.
Does Art Tompkins have some serious wiggle in the hole? I mean, this guy, very impressed with his ability to run the football early in this game as a Tulsa defender is down.
Yeah, we'll get an ID on that as soon as we can. And Dustin, when we talk about Toledo running backs, you know, and look at this, Jordan Mitchell, that free safety. Let's take a look at this.
And Tompkins with a good run. You watch here at the end of this play. 13 is Mitchell. He gets knocked off by his own teammate there, Craig Suits, as he goes to the ground. I think he immediately grabs that right leg. So they're taking a look at the lower extremity.
Mitchell being attended to, good sign, leased up on his feet. We mentioned the Toledo running backs, the dazzling Kareem Hunt. We saw opening night as he put on one of the very best opening night performances for a rookie in NFL history. But so you got Terry Swanson coming back, but Jason Campbell told us this week he is very, very pleased with youngster Shaquille Seymour, the redshirt freshman out of Cleveland, and the sophomore Art Tompkins. They have come on big. He credited to tremendous work ethic in the offseason from both of them. Now this is 3rd and 5 now, the line to make for Woodside and Toledo at the 32. That quick slant over the middle is incomplete, off the hands of John Vay Johnson. Johnson was being covered by Reggie Robinson. We've called Robinson a lot tonight. He's a quality corner for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, 190-pound sophomore out of Texas.
Yeah, Robinson, who went to Cleburne, Texas, high school there in Cleburne, was a 3-year starter at safety in high school, and then arrived on campus here in Tulsa, and they said he's a natural corner. So they put him on the edge, and he has held up very well, just a sophomore.
Second punt of the night for Bailey Flint, freshman out of Melbourne, Australia. With a nose down, he's going to drive that into the end zone. So D'Angelo Brewer has been in the punt return spot, the deep spot for Tulsa on the last 2 Toledo punts. All right, we'll step aside, just beginning quarter number 2. Tulsa's got this Glass Bowl, large crowd, quiet. Golden Hurricane, 21-7 lead with the football next. D'Angelo Brewer, know you love him, 190-pound senior, and he is explosive as you want as a running back. Saquon Barkley is universally #1 running back college football. Folks, don't sleep on D'Angelo Brewer.
He plays in the American Conference, so probably doesn't get as much love as a guy like Barkley for the #4 team in the country, but he is probably just as talented as any of the top backs in the entire country. He is going to be on a big-time stage this season, Michael, being the feature back for this Tulsa offense.
And this is Brewer. Got the edge and outside the numbers, and he's got 8. Didn't we love what head coach Philip Montgomery told us this week, man? You could hear the excitement in his voice. Said, guys, he plays with an edge. He's feisty. He's competitive as I've ever had, and he wants to be great. Now that direct snap to Chad President, the quarterback. And we've got flags and whistles.
False start. Offense. Number 1. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
There's Josh Stewart on the outside. The wide receiver get a little bit of a jump.
And so Philip Montgomery, all that feistiness, competitiveness, he gave D'Angelo Brewer the football 38 times last week. And Brewer, look at him lower his shoulder to the 30-yard line. He's got a first down. So Brewer with a quick 8 there as he's already over 80 yards, Dustin, here in the first half, averaging better than 5 a tote.
I mean, this is a guy that was about 175 pounds 2 years ago. He has certainly put on that weight, and he can deliver that blow.
President threw that in cut, and it was incomplete as he was looking to find Justin Hobbs. Hobbs is his leading receiver in that first possession. Caught a couple of bubble screens, but hasn't been heard from since. But he is a load, Dustin. Came into tonight averaging better than 16 yards a catch and 1 TD on the year.
Had 100 yards last week against Louisiana. Their only main target who's back, and they need him to have a big senior season.
This is D'Angelo Brewer. Put the football on the ground. Got a late flag as well that was thrown as the ball came out. Now Tulsa's saying they're on it, and Brewer got it back. Got to check the flag now.
Holding. Offense. Number 53. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's a right guard, Zach Ewells out of Norman, Oklahoma.
That's a hog tie.
Yeah, it is. He had a pretty good hold of Toledo's all-MAC outside linebacker, Jawan Woodley. Keep an eye on 30 in midnight blue and gold, folks. He's one of the best in the business. A Butkus Award nominee, Jawan Woodley. This is 2nd and 20. Whistles, timeout, play clock running down. Philip Montgomery gets the timeout to regather. Look at Chad President and Dustin. You know, Luke Skipper, who is a redshirt freshman out of Forney, Texas, in the first game of the year at Oklahoma State, President, and Philip Montgomery did not name a starter right up until that opening possession of the first game. He sent President out. He played the first 2 series, and then Luke Skipper, came in for the 3rd and 4th possession of that first game.
And President just did enough to warrant the start last week, and a couple 100 yards, 243, a touchdown. They did run 92 plays for 667 yards. That was the most since Philip Montgomery has been at Tulsa. So they're doing something right.
Yeah, I just marvel at the amount of snaps with these high-octane offenses that offensive coordinators, head coaches want in this day and age of college football. President being chased from the backside, and down he goes. Josh, that's not Tichy. Let's check that. Coming in to make that hit was Ola Adeni. Adeni came from the backside on the sack.
Out of a cannon. You watch the right tackle there, Willie Wright, number 58. As Big Ola comes around the edge, he can't handle him, and that's a huge sack. And the fans here at the Glass Bowl for the first time tonight getting loud on 3rd down.
250-pound junior from Texas. Great quarterback draw. President tried to make that late throw that was intended for Josh Stewart. Flags flying all over as Stewart took a late hit. The head linesman originally threw the first flag.
I think you've got 2 flags on this play, Michael. I think there's going to be, at least I believe, I saw a clip on the outside on Tulsa, and then you have a late flag coming in here, I believe, on Toledo. unless they didn't call the first one. This could offset.
2 fouls on the play. Ineligible receiver. Downfield offense, number 72. After the play, personal foul. Defense, number 8. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that'll bail you out. That's a big-time penalty against this Toledo team, and they are just killing themselves right now, Michael. You can't beat yourself. They had 14 penalties last week. And these aren't just, false starts. We're talking personal foul, 15-yard penalties here. I mean, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. I just don't know what goes through a player's mind in that situation. Josh Teachy, you're coming in that you got to lay off.
Teachy moved from the star, the linebacker spot a year ago. That first down carry for D'Angelo Brewer, a loss of 1. So Teachy with that personal foul that really cost the Toledo Rockets.
Michael, the Rockets have been penalized 7 times for 118 yards. So not only has Tulsa gained 200 yards, Toledo's given them another 118 with penalties.
President just triggered the out and hauled in by that lanky 6'4" wideout Josh Stewart. And going to move the sticks there as the President Stewart hookup, first down Tulsa. They've got 11. Chad Stewart is now 5 of 9 tonight for 37 yards. Most of the damage has been done on the ground, as we know. D'Angelo Brewer with already 17 carries, make it 18. Well, Brewer could not get out of that tackle as coming up to make that hit from the outside backer spot, Jack Lynch. Lynch, the backup. And Lynch got Brewer corralled. 18th carry already for D'Angelo Brewer. Keep it 2nd and 10 now. Tulsa with his 2-touchdown lead. D'Angelo Brewer outside the back door and close to a first down. Dustin, he flat out ran right through 2 tackles.
I'm just amazed by the physicality of the way this guy runs. So quick, so fast, and also so powerful.
19 totes, 95 yards. His 20th carry of the first half, and he got stonewalled. Toledo coming up and telling D'Angelo Brewer, nope, not going to let you. Jordan Williams, the strong safety, led a host of rocket tacklers.
And that's a big stop because the momentum was shifting to Tulsa here. Watch the inside of this defense, the interior of this defense, as they all come in there and corral Brewer to get him on the ground. Led there, of course, by Jack Lynch, number 29.
Talk about workloads, partner. That's his 20th carry. 20, Dustin Fox.
Well,
and we're only 20 minutes into this football game. 20 carries for D'Angelo Brewer. And now Toledo is going to get their hands back on the football. That's Danzel McKinley-Lewis in the deep spot. That football was touched by that Tulsa punt cover squad at the 22-yard line. All right. Toledo's been short-circuited their last couple of possessions. Let's see if the Unitas and Manning and O'Brien quarterback candidate Logan Woodside can get them moving. We mentioned it's the 100th anniversary of Rocket football being celebrated this weekend. 50 Rockets selected to their all-century team. How about that gentleman right there? Right there, Bruce Gradkowski. Bruce Gradkowski, one of the finest quarterbacks to ever play here at the University of Toledo. Came in right behind Chuck Ely, who led the undefeated years. He's one of the top 50. Matter of fact, he's top 5. And you'll now get a chance to see Gradkowski later on. Number 2 is Bruce Gradkowski. Toledo with the football here, trying to get back into this one, down by a couple of touchdowns. Woodside to put it up, triggering the out. Climbing the ladder to make an excellent grab is Deontay Johnson. That'll move the sticks. Johnson's showing some lively legs.
Pretty good throw there from Logan Woodside, maybe his best of the day. And that thing was rifled in there for Johnson.
Logan Woodside now 5 of 11 for 83 yards. Touchdown throw and a pick 6 on his resume tonight. And this is Terry Swanson. Swanson got a nice crease on that right side. Gives Swanson 5 yards. The center, Nate Jefferson, good kick-out block.
Yeah, no question. Jefferson, probably the most consistent guy on that offensive line. Opened up a big-time hole for Swanson.
Logan Woodside looking over that Toledo sideline now is by hand signals, arm signals, plays being called in. Now Swanson's going to empty that backfield. Woodside will come underneath. Cody Thompson made the grab, and he's got another Toledo first down. That's a gain of 8. It's that shallow cross into the that short area of the Tulsa D. Back to the ground game for Terry Swanson. Gives Swanson 5 more. Toledo in Tulsa territory. McKinley Whitfield, that star linebacker, on the hit for the Golden Hurricane.
Jason Candle must be kicking himself right now with how many free penalty plays, yardage they've given Tulsa in this game. Finally getting something going here offensively.
4 wide receiver look, 3 at the bottom of your screen for Logan Woodside. Another crossing route, and that is hauled in at the 40-yard line. Again, making that catch was Deontay Johnson, the sophomore out of Ruskin, Florida.
You'll notice, Michael, that Tulsa's allowing Toledo all these underneath throws. They just don't want to allow a home run hit deep down the field.
Well, Terry Swanson trying to struggle on 3rd down and 1, and he did not get there. Well, that's a terrific job by that front 7 of the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. And you see coming up is Cooper Edmiston. Boy, they love him, the sophomore middle linebacker out of Gatesville, Texas, in on that stop. Where's number 42?
Edmiston's getting better. Played a little bit last year as a true freshman. Comes up with a big stop on this defense. How about this 4th down?
Big play in the first half here. Line to make right at the 40. 4th down and a yard. Go to the zone read. How about the Tulsa defense? They came up. Craig Suits, who's had the pick 6 tonight, he knocked down Terry Swanson in his tracks, a loss of a yard. Suits has been terrific tonight.
This guy has been everywhere. Watch number 28 come into your screen here on the outside. He's playing the edge defender. A missed block there in the backfield by Reggie Gilliam, and Suits just makes an easy tackle. Watch this. 14 misses the block, and then 28. Suits comes in and knifes Swanson down. That's a huge stop for that Tulsa defense.
Well, undoubtedly is. As on that 4th and short, well, they closed the door, did the Golden Hurricane D. This, not known for the defensive side of the football. Philip Montgomery's squad. This is Shamari Brooks, so D'Angelo Brewer getting a respite here on this series of downs. He's only carried it 20 times in the first 20 minutes of this football game. Brooks got 3. Let's call it 2nd and 7 for Tulsa.
Well, things have slowed down a little bit in terms of the scoring.
Trying to get to the edge again. Shamari Brooks bouncing off tackles. Well, Toledo finally getting him on the ground. Boy, the Rockets' pursuit is got to be strong here. Is coming up to make that hit. For Toledo to set up the 3rd down is Tyler Tafe, middle linebacker, number 17.
Well, no Brewer right now. He's on the sidelines. So it's going to be Shamari Brooks, the young freshman.
And this is Brooks, delayed draw. He's got a first down as he lowered those pads and dove inside that line to make, move the chains. Tulsa first down. And look at him, Dustin, that ball is spotted, and 5 seconds later they got a snap off. President's taking a shot. going deep, hauling that in, and making the grab inside the 10-yard line is Justin Hobbs, that 6'4" wide receiver extraordinaire.
All of a sudden, you lull the defense to sleep with a little play fake there in the backfield. Pretty good coverage on the outside, but that football is delivered.
Back to the ground game. Shamari Brooks powers his way across that goal line. Touchdown, number 4 of the night for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, as they offensively appear unstoppable tonight. Philip Montgomery's offense.
Talk about a statement. Watch this hit at the end of this run by Shamari Brooks. He sets you up, and then he delivers the blow. He runs through 2 tacklers there. Khalil Robinson, number 27 for Toledo, takes the brunt of that hit as Brooks finds his way into the end zone. What an amazing, powerful run. That's one of the things the coaches were talking about with us this week with Shamari. He'll set you up. He's a jitterbug, but he wants to hit you. This touchdown drive's all set up by a huge, huge play on the outside to Justin Hobbs. Gets you in the red zone. And then number 3, Shamari Brooks. He'll finish you off. Breaks a couple tackles. Finds his way into the end zone. And Tulsa making a statement early.
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
You absolutely have to, and if you don't have the ESPN app for Saturdays like these around college football, shame on you. Do it right now, 28-7 Tulsa. Now this Toledo Rockets student section, they know the Rockets really haven't faced much adversity this year, Dustin, and that's what head coach Jason Candle was saying to us in our conversation this week, and they've got that right on a big platter right now, down 28-7. And this is Deontay Johnson on the Toledo return. Johnson, late flag is going to come back. Johnson weaves his way back middle, but that flag was thrown at the 10-yard line. Either a hold or block in the back on Toledo's kickoff return team.
During the return, illegal block on the back. Return team, number 84. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Dustin Fox, how very vital, how very important, down by 3 touchdowns, is this Toledo possession of the football? The points need to go on the board during this drive.
Boy, if they don't, it's going to be a long night, because I don't know that at this point they've shown any ability to stop or slow down Tulsa's offense. So you're going to be into a shootout here to some degree, I think, in this game tonight, Mike. And and they're backed up here. They're at the 5. They got to go 95 yards here to get some points.
Well, they are imminently capable. Woodside, a quick trigger that throw. Danzel McKinley-Lewis with the grab. Another late flag flying out of the secondary after Lewis was taken to the ground.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 71. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Well, that's 2 now penalty flags on Brent Weiss, the 295-pound senior.
That's now the 8th penalty on the Toledo Rockets tonight for 94 yards.
Well, Jason Candle, we discussed with him this week, too, about marveling at their time of possession. On the road in Nevada last week, they possessed it for 40 minutes. And they averaged 35 minutes of possession through their first 2. Out of his end zone. Look at Woodside fire that out. Right on time. He just gunned that throw. And that's to the 20-yard line, and that's a first down. Well, Woodside threw that football, Dustin, from virtually one hash to the far out, about 30 yards plus.
And he threw it before his wide receiver even made his cut. That was a beautiful throw, timing throw. Picks up the first down.
Motion from McKinley-Lewis. Keep the football on the ground. More of that time of possession is on that carry. Was Art Tompkins.
Now, the thing you want to do here, Toledo, if you're Jason Candle and Brian Wright, is you want to stay with your game plan. It's still very, very early in this game. You don't want to abandon the run. You don't want to start throwing every down. Just stay with your game plan and try and get some points on the board and get back in this ball game here before halftime.
Down by 3 touchdowns, 28-7. We're approaching 3.5 left in this opening half. Great to have you along tonight out of Toledo's Glass Bowl. Woodside firing again. John Vay Johnson. Look out. Flag down. Johnson outside the numbers and finally corralled at the 25-yard line, but that's going to come back. Well, making that tackle out of the secondary was Christian Williams.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 70 and number 58. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
It's a high-low, and anytime it happens, it's going to be a call. And again, shocker, another penalty that's going to bring back a big play. Watch, there's the high-low right there. You're going to be right there from your center and your left guard.
And Dustin, do it for explanation purposes. When a defensive player is engaged with blockers, you cannot go down low and hit him. Back to the ground game. Art Tompkins in open space. Tompkins to the 31-yard line, and on 2nd and 13, that is a Toledo Rocket first down with the run game. Now Toledo lined up, going very quickly. Woodside steps up. He's got Tompkins. Another first down, back-to-back first downs on that 11-yard throw to Art Tompkins.
Michael, Woodside took a huge hit here at the end of this play. Watch 44, Wilson, come in from Tulsa at the end. Look at this. I mean, that's a huge hit. He was slow to get up. He's still, you see right there on the film, he's down on the ground. Something to keep an eye on.
Got to be resilient, and the 215-pounder is. Stay with the ground game. That's Terry Swanson on the carry. Swanson got dragged down. Cooper Edmiston, that Mike linebacker, on the stop. Good look at Terry Swanson. As mentioned 8 times. I think Dustin mentioned to you. 100 yards plus in his career. Did it at Nevada last week when he rambled for 101 and a couple of TDs. As we come inside the 2-minute mark with a stoppage. Referee Anthony Calabrese. Did Tulsa call a time? Is this an official timeout? Or did Philip Montgomery call a timeout, the Tulsa head coach? Toledo head coach Jason Candle has had quite a few conversations tonight with Anthony Calabrese and his crew. 28-7 Tulsa. Great to have you along tonight. Michael Regide, Dustin Fox, our producer director Ed Colts, all of our crew. Toledo in here at 2-0. Wins over Elon and a big one last week in Reno at Nevada. And after getting manhandled by the way, what's looking like a tremendous football team, Oklahoma State, last week Tulsa rebounded to beat Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. Put 62 on the board. Let's find out what happened here from referee Anthony Calabrese. Are we going to get an explanation? No, not going to. He's winding the game clock, which shows 1:50 right now. So no explanation. I'm going to assume it was just officials timeout. He called a timeout. Play clock was about at 15. All right, after Woodside took that shot, Michael Julian now is quarterbacking. Now you mentioned that shot. It's Michael Julian. There he is, number 5. He's a 250-pound senior quarterback out of Hilton Head, South Carolina. Has not played much in his Toledo career.
I'm wondering, Michael.
That's Terry Swanson on the carry. He got stood up by Cooper Edmiston. Well, you said that shot that was put on Logan Woodside's back in now, so good to see for Toledo.
Well, you wonder, sometimes the officials may see something and they'll buzz down to the sideline to the officials on the field if they see a player who's injured. And so maybe, I'm just speculating, but maybe they got him out to take a look at him to see if he's okay. He's back in the game now.
Clock moving inside 60 seconds. 2nd and 6 for Woodside. Blitz coming. Got away from Edmiston. Woodside will pull that football down and step out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That's a Toledo first down. 8-yard ramble, Logan Woodside.
Yeah, we do have it confirmed, Michael. The replay official did buzz down to the sideline and pulled Woodside out of the game to take a look at him, and obviously he's okay. He's back in the game.
49 seconds left. Toledo at Tulsa's 36. They've got a couple of timeouts now at their disposal. 4 wide receivers for Woodside. Then a fire middle, and that is a flat-out drop from the normally sure-handed Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, that football should have been caught. This is an easy slant. Pretty good throw from Woodside. I don't know if Johnson lost it in the lights or what, but he's right down the hash, and that should have been caught for a first down.
2nd and 10 now for the 36 with 46 seconds left. Toledo down by 3 touchdowns. This is Art Tompkins. Good cut. Another one. Art Tompkins to the 26-yard line. Very close to a first down. This 180-pound sophomore has been very impressive.
The way he stuck that foot in the ground and cut back on McKinley Whitfield is something that you only see on a video game. That was amazing.
Woodside going to take a shot. Corner of the end zone. Thompson's got it. Touchdown, Toledo. Cody Thompson on the ground.
This is a win route on the outside. Thompson's wide open. He beats his defender easily, and that's the freshman, Allie Green, who they like a lot. Tulsa likes Allie Green, number 12. He's beat by Cody Thompson, the veteran receiver, and that's just something you can't have happen. That's an easy pitch and catch for Logan Woodside to his top target, Cody Thompson.
Jamison Vestal at the PAT. Cody Thompson. You know why they love him here at the Glass Bowl. That's his 18th career touchdown catch. He is already in the top 10 in Toledo Rocket wide receiver history. And he ran that route beautifully. And how about the throw, ball placement from Logan Woodside?
About as perfect as it can get. I mean, he has Thompson open. He's beaten the freshman corner. And right as he can get a couple feet in bounds, an easy touchdown. And that has got the Glass Bowl back on their feet.
We said when this drive started, virtually imperative that points came out as a culmination of this drive. And Jason Candle's offense responded. Coming up on our Capital One halftime report, sights and sounds of an electric week 2 last week. We've got a tremendous initiative, Extra Yard for Teachers. We'll hear from a Toledo Rocket basketball star to that end. Your Capital One fan vote. Of course, we'll show you all these big plays that we've had. These big touchdown plays, partner, from this first half of Tulsa and Toledo.
First half not over yet. These teams can score rather quickly. Be interesting to see what philosophy Coach Montgomery would like to go with here with 28 seconds left and a couple of timeouts in their pocket.
Vestal booted away. This is Bishop Louis on the return, and that Toledo kick cover squad will get Louis on the ground at the 20-yard line. 22 seconds left, 80 yards away. They've got 2 timeouts in their pocket. You know, with this high-octane offense, Dustin, do you think that Philip Montgomery's going to say, you know what, we don't kneel on the football.
Well,
let's see what we can get.
Listen, they have confidence in Redford Jones, their kicker, the senior kicker out of Norman, Oklahoma, who had 1 field goal last week against Louisiana. He's got a pretty good leg, they said. So we'll see if they decide to be conservative and take it to halftime with a 2-score lead, or do they want to extend it to try to make it a 3-score game.
Good look at Chad President. He's brought his football team to average 45 points a game. On that first down call, good for 4 yards and no timeout. D'Angelo Brewer with his 21st carry of this first half. He toted it 38 times last week, folks. He's at 21 through the first half, and that is going to expire the opening half of football. They got that snap off, and D'Angelo Brewer with his 22nd carry of the first half. Well, they feel a little better here in Glass Bowl Stadium, but Philip Montgomery, you couldn't ask for a script of better first half for that man and his Tulsa Golden Hurricane as they celebrate the 100th anniversary of Toledo Rocket football here tonight at the Glass Bowl. Tulsa with a 28-14 halftime lead. His first half filled with big plays, filled with excitement on every snap. We'll start our Capital One halftime report. That's next here on ESPN. Well, as you can see, halftime ceremonies complete. 100th anniversary of Toledo Rocket football. As this Tulsa Golden Hurricane, though, this squad coming in here and trying to certainly make things tough on the Hope Standing Toledo Rockets. They've got a 28-14 lead. Toledo will get their hands on the football. That is Deontay Johnson for Toledo back in a deep spot. So let's go. Second half underway as that boot will drive Johnson about 7 yards deep off the lane. They had a lot to shout about. Got a 28-14 lead. Start the third quarter. Logan Woodside, the Toledo QB, gonna gun that quick throw, and it is incomplete. Phillips wasn't able to draw that in, so Woodside not able to hit Phillips to bring up 2nd and 10. So we start the second half. Logan Woodside 11-19 now for 164 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Dustin, he did throw that pick 6 to Tulsa linebacker Craig Suits. Just underway here in the third. Great to have you along on this night of FBS football. That inside zone read, and Terry Swanson has come free. Terry Swanson, 17 yards and a Toledo first down. He was able to bounce off a tackle and get 17.
Love the block here from your center. The center pulls around Jeppesen, and then he just cuts right off that block. And watch the stiff arm at the end of this run. Very, very physical.
Swanson again. Well, he got to that second level real quick. There's 9 more. So back-to-back totes for Terry Swanson, 17 and 9 to bring up second and short. First half numbers, Dustin Fox, 10 penalties, 109 yards. Biggest thing that sticks out against Toledo in the first half.
Period. Circle that, and also circle the turnover, the pick 6, which is why Tulsa has a 2-score lead.
Swanson again. Terry Swanson has come free. Swanson with speed. Touchdown. Terry Swanson, Toledo. Three consecutive carries, 17, 9, and 49. Touchdown, Toledo.
They're just going to stretch this out, and there's not even a defender until he gets to the 40-yard line. A missed tackle by Christian Williams, and then Terry Swanson's going to do the rest with his legs. So much to the fact that he can start to ease up at the end of this run. Watch it. He gets to about the 10-yard line. Just cruise into the end zone.
Jamison Vest will bang through the PAT. Terry Swanson had 10 carries for 46 yards in the first half. 3 consecutive carries, 75 yards. The last one, 49 to the house.
Very poor angle here from Christian Williams, number 3, dives into your screen there. That tackle should have been made at about the 35-yard line. Instead, Swanson is out the gate, and Toledo certainly back in this ball game.
Now 9th career 100-yard rushing effort. We discussed his 8th, with his 8th being last week at Nevada. And Toledo's running backs continue. They want to follow in the tremendous tradition of Kareem Hunt and Terry Swanson on that drive. Again, 3 carries for 75 yards. This is the first half. Chad President with that zone read quarterback keep. And the first play, Dustin, the big throw to Danzel McKinley-Lewis.
Yeah, he's out the gate, 55 yards to the house. Pretty easy drive, one play. But then it was Brewer and this young man, Shamari Brooks, who took it over in the first half for the Tulsa offense, and certainly the running game, a huge reason why Tulsa has had so much success.
Best boot will drive Bishop Louis 5 yards deep. He's not coming out. So remember now, before that final drive of the first half, this was sitting at 28-7 Toledo. Back-to-back touchdown surges from the Rockets, and they pulled themselves right back to within 7 here on the first possession of the third.
And Toledo has certainly overcome a lot of penalties in this game. They had a pick six, 10 penalties in the first half, and yet they're still only down 7 points. So things are starting to even themselves back up. In fact, Toledo has now outgained Tulsa on the ball game, 359 yards to 276. So they're doing something right on offense.
His first carry of the second half, guess who? That's 5 for D'Angelo Brewer. So Brewer now with his 23rd carry of the night, and he's over the 100-yard mark at 104. One of the most dynamic running backs that we have anywhere around the FBS. More zone read and more D'Angelo Brewer. Well, Toledo's defense tried to jump on him, but that's going to move the sticks. First down, Tulsa.
Well, Tulsa now can get Brewer back into this game and get him into a rhythm. Now that he's had a little bit of time to rest at halftime, those 20 carries in the first half, that's a lot.
President going to float that throw up that Tulsa sideline. It fell incomplete. He was looking to find his very talented wide receiver, Keenan Johnson.
Johnson thought he had some contact on the outside. The official who was right on top of it is going to leave that flag in his pocket, so there's not going to be a call. He thought there was going to be a call.
Well, on that corner opposite Trayvon Mathis now being worked on. Look at D'Angelo Brewer, still alive, giving a leg and taking it away. Finally got belted to the ground. We got a late flag, too, behind that. That hit for Toledo came from Zach Quinn. Let's check on the flag from Anthony Calabrese, our referee tonight. Toledo's pointing to Tulsa.
After the play, personal foul, defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty for the end of the run, automatic, first down.
The 11th penalty of the night for over 120 yards. This one, the Darlow Blue.
Yeah, Blue and Keenan Johnson right here. They're going at it right in your screen. And that last little shove from Blue, second man, will always get the call. And so they hit him with a personal foul and another big penalty, 15 yards tacked on to the end of that.
Shamari Brooks. Give Brooks 5 down to the 38-yard line at Toledo before he got shoved back. Jawan Woodley leading the Toledo tacklers. In on that stop, Kennedy Frazier, who wears number 26, the star, also in on the hit. Shamari Brooks now, he's had a real solid night, backing up D'Angelo Brewer. Brooks with 9 carries. He's over 100 yards on the night. Give him his 10th carry of the night. Only got a couple there. As Toledo got that stop. Kennedy Frazier again. So Frazier, who backs up to Darlow Blue, but Blue, he went in when after Blue got involved in that scuffle that cost Jason Candle 15 yards.
You wonder if that is related to the penalty, or they wanted to see Frazier in the game. Nonetheless, they need Blue in the game. He's one of their special defensive players.
Now the sophomore, Darlow Blue, on 3rd and short. President will come underneath, and that throw is hauled in. Making the grab is Chris Minter, the tight end, and he's going to be knocked down, maybe just the length of the football, short of the first down. 4th down coming up.
You got to love these RPOs. They fake the handoff, and then he's got an option here. President could run it, or he could dump it off to his wide receiver right there in front of him. Decides to dump it off. Actually, that's the tight end, Chris Minter. Excuse me.
Kennedy Frazier, another strong tackle. So he came on for Darlow Blue and has been in on 3 hits. At 4th and short, President with a first down. Outside the numbers and more, down to the 17-yard line. President with 11 yards on 4th down and a half yard. First down.
They've been
Tulsa.
setting this up, Michael, for the whole first half. I mean, every time there's been a 3rd or 4th and short situation, they've run into the interior of that defense, and this time, President pulls it out for a big gain.
President keeping the football back live, and he got crushed to the ground at the 12. But on that straight quarterback carry, he got 5 on first down.
Chad President is a terrific athlete, Michael. He's not your typical drop-back quarterback. He is a legitimate 4.5, 40-yard dash guy, so he can take off and outrun anybody on the defense. Ooh.
And the football came out. D'Angelo Brewer got back on, and it's going to bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 6.
He never got the snap. That was a poor snap. Chandler Miller, the all-conference center. It's very uncharacteristic.
We go to the 4 wide receiver package here for Tulsa. The line to make is at the 7-yard line of Toledo for the Golden Hurricane. Play clock inside 5. D'Angelo Brewer powers his way. Going to come up about a yard shy of that first down. Needed 6, got 5. 4th down and short. Decision time for Philip Montgomery.
I don't know why he'd start kicking now, although he is going to send his field goal unit on the field.
He fooled you, huh?
Well, he's been so aggressive with his play calling tonight. I think he realizes now that Toledo's sort of back in this game. Every possession you have to come away with points, Michael, and that's exactly what he's thinking right here.
And a make here from Redford Jones pushes the Toledo deficit to 10, make it a 2-score deficit. Redford Jones will rip that right through the uprights. So this first drive of the second half for Chad President and the Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa results put points on the board. 31-21, Tulsa. Double-digit lead, back up by 10. Don't go anywhere. Toledo football when we get back. I want to remind all of you thousands affected by Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Harvey are urgently in need of support. You can help do your part. The American Red Cross wants you to help provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today by going to redcross.org/ESPN. That's redcross.org/ESPN. Now, you may be wondering tonight what the green apple on the student athletes' helmets represent too, and that's, you saw at halftime, the extra yard for teachers logo that you heard from Toledo Rocket basketball standout Jalen Sanford about teachers and educators and how impactful they are in all of our lives. Redford Jones to boot this away with Tulsa back up by 10. And this is Deontay Johnson. Ooh, he got popped before he hit the 20-yard line. Deontay Johnson not able to get to the 20-yard line. Special team work from Rob Reeder. 230-pound backup tight end Reeder on that hit.
Well, pretty good answer from Tulsa's offense there to go down and get some points after Toledo comes out of the halftime locker rooms and goes down the field and gets a touchdown drive put together with a big Terry Swanson run. There's a look at Woodside and his numbers tonight. Again, Michael, can Tulsa get a stop? Because at this point, it's probably going to be a back-and-forth game all the way to the finish.
Well, Toledo has hit their fair share of big plays against this Tulsa D. Woodside going to unload deep. He's got Thompson. Made the grab. Thompson will speed to the end zone. Touchdown Toledo if it stands. Had a flag here near midfield.
Reggie Robbins in the corner. He wants offensive pass interference. This was a double move. This could go either way. I'll be curious to see what they decide to call.
Pass interference. Defense, number 9. Penalties declined. Touchdown.
You can book that as an 81-yard touchdown bomb from Logan Woodside to one of the best in the FBS, Cody Thompson.
The double move on the outside, so tough to defend. And Cody Thompson with his speed, if you bite, you're done. And that's the corner. Reggie Robinson, you see number 9 running from behind. He bit on the out and up. And Thompson is in the house.
Folks, that young man was an option, triple option quarterback, Cody Thompson, at nearby Huron High School. That's his 19th career touchdown catch. Top 10 on the Toledo Rocket all-time list. And how about tonight? 5 catches, 130 yards, couple of touchdowns. Cody Thompson from Logan Woodside. This is one of the most dynamic duos in college football.
Oh, there's no question about it. It began last season. Thompson really came onto the scene out in Provo in that game against BYU. When Woodside, they had that monster game. He goes down to the wire. It was in the 50s. Thompson had a huge game. They certainly have a connection on the outside. And now Thompson with 130 yards on the night. That'll be his 13th 100-yard game.
Yeah, and that one you were referencing 55-53 BYU last year. But yeah, Thompson and Woodside were just phenomenal. And but Toledo, the big plays tonight. 60 yards on the first snap of the night from Woodside to Danzel McKinley-Lewis. And of course the 2 touchdown throws to Cody Thompson. Terry Swanson has been big. And on this return, it's Bishop Louis from the goal line. Bad return, 23 yards on the return. It'll start Tulsa now with their lead down to 3 again at 31-28. So Dustin, we mentioned these 2 football teams, some of the most prodigious offensively in college football. Tulsa's averaged at 527 yards per game through the first 2. The Toledo Rockets, they're at on the year in their first 2 football games. Toledo averaging 549 yards a total, and well, we'd expect nothing less.
Well, maybe a defensive stop from time to time.
Well, we've got a pick 6 now tonight. That first down carry from Shamari Brooks, and he got upended as coming in to make that stop for Toledo again. This backup linebacker, Jack Lynch, has had a good night. Lynch had a real good night, making another hit and stop there. When we talked to Brian George, that defensive coordinator for Toledo, his first thing he said to us, we've got to get off the field and steal possessions. Chad President to unload deep, and that is incomplete. And now we've got a flag that's probably going to be a pass interference that is going to go on Toledo, as that throw was intended for wide receiver Keenan Johnson.
President knew he had there a lot of contact there from Josh Teachy. That's a safety matched up against one of their top wide receivers. He's in fine position. He starts to panic and makes contact with Johnson, and that's going to get a call every single time.
Remember, in the college game, though, that's not a spot foul. That's 15 yards. Are you taught, if you're beat definitively, to just go ahead and grab and commit the PI?
I think if you're smart, you commit it. Depending on the situation, if you're going to give up a touchdown, yeah, absolutely. But in that position, on that previous play, Michael, I don't think that Teachy was beat. I thought he was in excellent position. He needs to turn his head around, or at least continue to run stride for stride with the wide receiver. And in that case, he panicked. And that's why he grabbed the jersey and made the contact.
On 2nd and 13, Shamari Brooks with his 2nd consecutive carry. This Toledo defense starting to fly around a little bit now. Again, Richard Olekanma. Olekanma, the 250-pound junior out of Downers Grove, Illinois, on the stop. Brian George, defensive coordinator at Toledo. We've got to be able to get off the field on 3rd down to create extra possessions for our offense.
Look how wide they've spread the field with the wide receivers. Try to get those defensive backs out of the middle of the field.
3rd and 11, crowd coming up. Big crowd here at Glass Bowl Stadium. President against the blitz. President on the move. trying to get to the boundary and got pushed out of bounds. He's going to come up about 5 yards shy. Did we get a flag over there? There is, and it's down around the 26-yard line. And we'll wait for the call.
You've got a Toledo Rocket defender down on the ground at about the 25-yard line. Woodley's pointing it's against Tulsa, so we'll see what the call is here.
Holding. Offense, number 72. Penalties declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
Well, Jason Campbell and Toledo going to decline that. That does turn that down box and brings up 4th down. As you see,
That was
being attended to. Yeah, Ola Adeni, who was coming off that edge, trying to put heat on.
You see President's athletic ability on the outside, but what a big stop for Toledo. The first opportunity to take the lead in this game, Michael.
Yep, if indeed they gain this possession, Danzel McKinley-Lewis standing at his 15-yard line. Going to receive this boot.
That was nearly blocked.
Yep, and also came up off the side of the foot of the punter, Thomas Bennett. Bennett with just the second punt of the night, and Toledo's going to get real nice field position as the Rockets will start near their own 40-yard line. Don't go anywhere. 31-28. Tulsa, last possession, wins this one. Come on back and find out. The 100th anniversary of Toledo Rocket football being celebrated tonight. There's 50 outstanding Rocket greats that were selected to the All-Century team. Top 10 chosen by Rocket fans. Toledo Athletic Director Mike O'Brien. That was Jack Murphy. Head coach is Jack Murphy. Gary Pinkel, Tom Amstup's here. Biggest cheers were for the top two. Chuck Ely, the undefeated 35 in a row quarterback of the Rockets from 69 to 71. And Bruce Gradkowski, who we showed you in the first half.
Bruce.
Yeah, well, those two gentlemen, number 1 and number 2 on the all-time list. And great to see a lot of all-century Rockets. That first carry to the youngster, Art Tompkins, on this drive. Tompkins has a quick 5. Art Tompkins, 180-yard sophomore tonight. They really do a terrific job with carries. Tompkins' 8th carry. We're over 70 yards tonight. 2nd and 5, Toledo. They have never led tonight. Now that second down shot is good for a first down. Desmond Phillips on the receiving end of that Woodside pitch. Right at the midfield stripe. 2 plays, Toledo moves the sticks. Dustin, think about that, Dust. It's the first time they got a chance to take the lead tonight. They've been playing from behind all night long.
Yeah, they sense some momentum shifting here, and they know that. They haven't had the lead in this ball game, and they were down 3 scores at one point, Michael. And we talked about the adversity that this team had not faced at all this year. Well, I think that you could say squarely they have responded to that adversity.
Tompkins got to stretch that to the outside. Look at the quicks there.
Man.
Well, he throttled down and ran right by that tremendous Mike linebacker for the Golden Hurricanes, Cooper Edmiston.
That lateral quickness that he shows is really something special from this point. I mean, the way he can attack those jump cuts and move side to side is tremendous.
Yeah, Desmond Phillips is down. Let's step aside while the Toledo athletic staff attends to Phillips. 31-28 Tulsa on ESPN. Hey, what's better than a night for the fraternity guys to hang out at Glass Bowl Stadium, huh? With their Toledo Rockets trying to grab their first lead of the night.
Yeah, we'll have a toga party. Up in the Glass Bowl, huh?
You sound like you want to get involved in that later on. But do I detect that little bit of jealousy in your voice?
Turn down a good toga party.
Michael Regai, Dustin Fox, NOLU.
Libations?
Libations, okay. Well, this night, we told you this night, we think, we build it, we think this is the best matchup around the group of 5 all over the FBS tonight. 2 of the high-octane, flat-out prolific offenses in college football, Tulsa and Toledo, and they have not disappointed. This is Art Tompkins. Tompkins still alive inside the 35. Art Tompkins just has been dazzling with Terry Swanson tonight.
What a 1-2 punch the Rockets have in the backfield. And they can bring this little jitterbug in, and look at that tackle he breaks. Christian Williams, number 3, comes up and tries to make a tackle, and Tompkins just spins right out of it for the first down. Amazing the talent that they have. And how about the fact that Kareem Hunt's not here anymore? So these guys have been waiting in the wings, Michael.
Yeah, as we said in the first half, Art Tompkins and Seymour have been doing the job. Now this front 7 of Tulsa rises up, though, making that stop. In him on the mix is Garrett Flannery. Flannery, a 270-pound freshman, took Art Tompkins to the ground. And, of course, that Mike linebacker, there he is, Cooper Edmonston on the stop. You get a good look at Shamar Robinson, 300-pound D tackle. 2nd down and 12, Toledo. Woodside to go up top, firing that in route right on time, and that's hauled in. Toledo first down at the 15-yard line. Touchdown guy from the opening quarter, Danzel McKinley-Lewis. How about that rocket quarterback Logan Woodside threw? Tompkins in trouble. Did a nice job to get back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Woodside have a ball placement accuracy, sense of being able to deliver right spot. Does he have an NFL type, the physical characteristics to you?
I would have to study it a little bit more, but the numbers and the production is clearly there. The accuracy, I think, is there. The arm strength would be the one thing that it's hard to tell unless you study him every single week. But he's got the size, I believe, and certainly the production.
Close to 6'3", 215 pounds. He's on every quarterback watch list. Double move. He wanted to fire inside. That football might have been tipped. He wanted to find John Vay Johnson, who was running that shallow cross. Look for this football to be redirected.
It may have been. Yes, it did.
Most definitely was.
Yeah.
Garrett Flannery in on that hit on the deflection.
And Shamar Robinson, you mentioned him earlier. The big boy.
All right, this is 3rd and 10 now. The line to make is at the 5-yard line. 4 wide receivers for Toledo, with the tight end Jordan Fisher flexed. Woodside going to fire that post corner. Cody Thompson, he just made a phenomenal one-handed grab. How good are you, Cody Thompson? Touchdown, Toledo.
Move over Odell Beckham. Cody Thompson just goes up with one hand and corrals this. Look at this catch. That was very Odell Beckham-esque, Michael Regai. Terrific ball placement from Logan Woodside. Corner of the end zone. Kerwin Thompson doesn't even see the ball coming. There's nothing he can do. Thompson shows excellent concentration, and look at how he corrals that football with one hand and gets 2 feet down for the touchdown.
Oh, they had a bust there as that snap was not able to be put down as the holder, Cody Thompson, got swarmed on. However, Cody Thompson, oh, there he is. Out is 6 grabs, 145 yards, and 3 touchdown catches sound. And all you producers in Bristol, get ready here. Yeah. I know that's going to be on your top place sheet tonight, right?
I think this might be a SportsCenter top 10 type of moment, Michael. Again, that one hand, you see a lot of these one-handed catches nowadays. None better than Cody Thompson right there to give the Rockets the first lead of the ball game.
It comes late 3rd quarter. That one-handed snatch from Cody Thompson, as Dustin said, beating Kerwin Thomas. First time tonight It took about 42 minutes of football. Toledo has worked their way back from 28-7 down. They've outscored Tulsa 27-3 and have the 3-point lead.
All of a sudden, a little juice in the glass bowl, huh? You feel it?
Yes, I do.
The
Big
momentum
crowd.
has shifted.
I said when we came on the air, this is one of the most energetic atmospheres, top football venues, the legendary Glass Bowl here in the city of Toledo. Not returning that is Bishop Louis. And now, let's take a look at this Tulsa Golden Hurricanes offense. As Cody Thompson's had a night, no question about that, with his head coach. I gave you those numbers a moment ago. There they are, 3 touchdown catches. He now has 20 in his career, and he continues to excel with Logan Woodside.
You know, you talk about NFL prospects, and you mentioned, hey, can Logan Woodside play at the next level? Always tough to project a quarterback. Not so tough with that young man. The scouts are drooling over his size and playmaking ability.
No question about it. They're drooling over this elusive, powerful running back. That's 12 yards on that power handoff burst to D'Angelo Brewer. Brewer tonight has been terrific. 27 totes, 120 yards. President off that zone read keeper. Chad President run down inside the 15-yard line as President finally got run down out of that Toledo secondary by Darlo Blue.
Everybody in the stands, everybody on Toledo's defense thought that the running back had the football, and all of a sudden out the gate comes Chad President before anybody even realized it.
Back to D'Angelo Brewer, and he got rocked. Well, stepping up into the gap to make that hit was Malik Jones for Toledo, 265-pound senior out of Baltimore, Maryland.
And back and forth we go, Michael. We kind of thought we would have a ball game like this where both teams with explosive offenses, like a 12-round fight back and forth. And Tulsa here trying to answer.
Reclaim the lead. They've led all night long until that miraculous highlight tape one-handed grab a moment ago by Cody Thompson. Play action. President will loft it to the end zone. That is now incomplete. Trying to stake his claim is Chris Minter. Minter thought he made that catch. Looked like he had it secure.
I thought he had it too, Michael. He does not complete the catch to the ground. I mean, he goes up and he's wide open. No, terrific defense coming in to dislodge that football. It's going to be Marcus Whitfield, the backup free safety. Look at this. Puts the hat of his helmet on the football and dislodges it.
3rd down and 8. Now Tulsa can pick up that first down. Right at the 5-yard line. 3rd and 8 for the 13. Play clock running down. Chad President says, we, Tulsa, want a timeout.
Take another look at this play to Minter. I mean, how wide open can you be? You've got to catch that football. See how he doesn't bring it in? He catches it and he keeps it in one hand. You've got to tuck that football in and secure it. Otherwise, you allow the defender to knock it out.
Didn't it appear as his hands made contact with the football, you see he started chopping his steps
to
the back line? Wasn't necessary,
Not
was
necessary. You've only got to get 1 foot down in college. It was like he was trying to do the toe tap like in the National Football League. Not necessary. Just get the 1 foot in bounds and you've got yourself a touchdown. Your team would have the lead. So you appreciate the fact you're trying to get those feet in bounds, but you didn't have to do it. Great point.
Yeah, we thought we'd have about, in the neighborhood of 1,000 yards of total offense. Toledo's at 502. Tulsa's at 391. So we're sitting on 893 right now. Boy, Philip Montgomery lamenting the fact that his tight end, Chris Minter, the big junior out of Temple, Texas, probably had 7. But now we believe that this is reviewed. Let's listen to Anthony Calabrese, our game referee.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is confirmed. Tulsa will not be charged with a timeout.
There was nothing on replay to see that would be a touchdown catch. And notice his verbiage. He said confirmed. which means they went back to the replay and confirmed what they saw. It wasn't that it stood, it was confirmed.
Let's take another peek at this. Watch Chris Minter start to be cognizant of his feet, Dustin. He starts chopping right here.
And listen, terrific job by Marcus Whitfield, the safety. He never gives up on this play. You know, some guys in a defeated position like that, Michael, would think that this is just a touchdown. He never gives up on it. They live to fight another down, and probably the biggest third down of the game so far coming up right now for Tulsa. Will they put the football in the hands of Chad President and allow him to throw it here?
4 wide receivers, Brewer offset. Line to make is the 5. On 3rd and 8, President being flushed, fires end zone. It's batted away. Wow. Josh Teachy there. We do have a flag, and that flag is around the line of scrimmage.
Offsides. Defense. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Jason Candle has got to be losing his mind. So you got a free play here from President. He knows it. I mean, this is a pretty good throw. Between 2 defenders, he's got it on the money to his wide receiver there, Keenan Johnson. Candle's going to be gray. I mean, he's got the pretty blonde hair. He's looking sweet, but by the end of this game, he's going to have all gray hair.
Just 37 years young, head football coach Jason Candle. Now, 3rd down and 3. President will keep the football. 1st down and more. He powered down near the 2. He got 6 on that 3rd down and 3. 1st and goal, Tulsa, to try to reclaim the lead late 3rd. D'Angelo Brewer going to get stood up. Kept banging his way down near the 1-yard line. In on those Toledo stops again, making that hit is Ola Adeni. Adeni along with big number 92, Daniel Davis.
I'd go right back to the read option here, Michael. You ran it up the middle here on 1st down.
We've got a timeout as a Toledo Rocket is down. Is that Daniel Davis, the young man I just mentioned?
Cramp time.
I think it is. 200, is it Davis or is it Reggie Howard?
That's Reggie.
I had it right the first time.
Davis.
Yeah, Daniel Davis, the 280-pound senior out of Flint, Michigan. So he's being attended to. Let's take a look at why the Toledo Rockets have been one of the very best around the FBS. And well, they've turned out a lot of National Football League talent.
One big name on there stands out. One Kansas City Chief.
Oh, there's more than just one, though. Barry Church, been a long time with Dallas, now with Jacksonville. Bernard Reedy, Michael Roberts, who was on the field here tonight. Trayvon Hester.
Reedy had a nice camp in Tampa. Made
Yes,
that
he
squad.
did.
They were really high on him there. It's kind of a
You must have watched Hard Knocks.
little security blanket for Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Love
All right.
Hard Knocks.
How could you not? 2nd and goal for the 1-yard line for Chad President. This is D'Angelo Brewer with power. Did he cross the final stripe? Yeah, he did. The ball came out. The call on the field from the line judge. Touchdown. D'Angelo Brewer and Tulsa to put him back on top.
The question will be, does he have possession when the ball crosses the goal line? If he does, it doesn't matter what happens after. This will be a great look from our camera crew as he crosses the goal line. He shows the power. He extends the football right there. And the ground actually causes the fumble, so that's going to be a touchdown.
That's going to stand, absolutely. D'Angelo Brewer. They'll review. Now, look, first of all, the Rocket crowd is cheering. They love that. They think there's a chance it'll be overturned. We don't. Every touchdown is reviewable. Goal line, sideline, back line of the end zone, you always take a look at it.
No question. And the fans in the end zone thought this was a fumble because the ball pops out in the end zone. Actually, he doesn't really have great security. The ball's kind of being toted like a loaf of bread there for a moment as he extends the football. The one thing they could do here is if his knee is down, Mike.
Yeah, but you got, even if the knee hits, now look at where the football is.
But what I'm saying is they could bring it back. is the ball cross the goal line before the knee hits. Because
Sure.
if let's say the knee goes down, the knee is down. Well,
no, right there. I think the football's.
I think that's a touchdown, Mike.
It touches. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Any part of that goal line that stretches to infinity across the football field, and this is going to be a touchdown to put Tulsa back on top. Here's Anthony Calabrese.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
D'Angelo Brewer, his 30th carry of the night. Make it 31. 137 yards at his first TD of the night. His running mate, Shamari Brooks, also over 100 yards. As this Tulsa offense just continues to percolate. Dustin, they've rushed for 262 yards a game in their first two. And right now, tonight, they are sitting at 321. Now
This is a live ball. This could be
that
returned
is,
for
it's a live ball.
This could be 2 points going the other way.
With some opportunity to flow up that sideline and try to take it to the house. Cutting back and going all the way for Toledo. Taking it back off the PAT mishap. Josh Teachy.
You'll see the pressure come right up the middle. I think it's hard to tell exactly who had the paw on the football, but Teachy, you could tell how tired he was getting at the end of this run. Really good job by the Toledo field goal block team, all of them getting down and creating a convoy, Michael, so that he has blockers. Now, here's the thing. Look at all the offensive linemen on the field. This is like the kick six, remember? The Auburn, Alabama game?
Yeah.
And you got all these big dudes out there on the field who can't really run. So Teachy can literally outrun all of them. The kicker's probably the fastest guy on the field, and no one else has a shot. The convoy of rockets down the field is just incredible, and just the effort to find his way to the end zone.
Now, folks, tremendous from Teachy. But remember now, that is a 2-point return. That's not a 6-point return.
Now
it's going to get reviewed.
Make sure he stays in bounds here, because it was close.
Good there. That heel of the right foot, heel of the left foot. If that stands, it's 37-36 Tulsa after the 2-point point after touchdown return from Josh Teachy. We knew we were going to see all of this in terms of wildness tonight. Here's Anthony Calabrese.
The ruling on the field stands. Score 2 points for Toledo.
Wow.
Michael, the kids say it's lit.
Yeah, it's lit all right.
It is lit in the Glass Bowl tonight.
37-36. The D'Angelo Brewer touchdown took Tulsa from 34-31 down to up 37-34. The block PAT and the 100-yard plus 2-point return has Toledo back to within one.
Well, it's such an important return for Toledo because blocking the kick, that's one thing. It would have been a 3-point game had you tackled the return man. But instead, you now have an opportunity here, if you're Toledo, depending on how this thing plays out in the fourth quarter, a field goal gives you the lead instead of a tie. So it's a huge return, a big-time swing of events here.
Redford Jones to boot this away, and on that run-up is Toledo's Deontay Johnson. Johnson to the 34-yard line. Good return from Johnson as he fielded that on the fly on the run-up. Well, this has been just absolutely, whatever you enjoy, whatever facet of college football tonight, yeah, there's been a lot of offense, but we've seen a pick six from Craig Suits for Tulsa for a defensive touchdown, and that improbable 2-point block point after touchdown return for 2 from Josh Teachy.
Yeah, you're right. This game has had it all, Michael. It's had offense, defense, special teams playing a role.
It all results Toledo down by 1 and back with it. Terry Swanson gives Swanson 3 to the 36-yard line as Swanson was knocked down. Jesse Brubaker on that hit, 2nd and 7. Toledo with the football. Points from the Rockets as we've only got 25 seconds left, as you see, in this third quarter. Points on this possession will give the Rockets the lead again. Only led once tonight. It was 34-31. After Cody Thompson's 3rd touchdown catch of the night in the corner of the end zone of the miraculous variety.
Thompson up top of your screen.
Woodside going to take a shot, and he and Deontay Johnson were not on the same page. Deontay Johnson broke off the route. Woodside thought he was going to continue on the out and up the sideline.
Yeah, I thought that he would look to the top of his screen. He had man coverage with his top target, Cody Thompson. Instead, he looks to the bottom. I think that's a read, Michael, between the quarterback and the wide receiver, depending on what the cornerback does on terms of that double move. So Woodside thought that he was going to take off on a out and up. Instead, the wide receiver decided to just break off his route early. So miscommunication there on 2nd down.
1 tick left in this third quarter. Woodside's thrown for 290 yards and 4 TDs. Final play of the third, unless there's a penalty.
That's
pressure coming, and down goes Woodside as that pressure from the Tulsa front 4. Well, Miles Mouton got home. Mouton on the sack, and that'll end quarter number 3. Do I need you to hang tight and come on back with us? Fox tells me the kids say it's lit at Glass Bowl Stadium. Okay, a lot of big play touchdowns tonight. Cody Thompson's had 3 of them. Tulsa with a 37-36 lead on Toledo. Folks, it's the best one all over the group of 5 tonight. We told you it would be. It's lived up to the billing.
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
ESPN and a family of networks loving everything that's been put down. Week 3 of this college football season. Michael Regai, Dustin Fox, our producer, director Ed Colts, all the crew. The Toledo Rockets and Tulsa Golden Hurricanes have put on a show tonight. How about the big play blast-offs in the third quarter?
This third quarter was about as fun as a quarter I've ever been a part of. Terry Swanson with the breakout run. That was the opening drive of the third quarter. And then you got Cody Thompson just making play after play on the outside, beats his defender. They even called pass interference on him. You can't stop him, can't slow him down. And how about this catch, Michael? The one-handed Odell Beckham in the back of the end zone to give the Rockets the lead.
Pretty special, no doubt about that. All right, this is a 4th down and long now after that sack. First play of quarter number 4. Bailey Flint to hang that kick high. D'Angelo Brewer is going to let it take a bounce. And the Toledo punt cover team will down that at the 29-yard line. Well, let's mark these possessions here in the fourth quarter, Dustin. I mean, come on, game's going to be decided by them, first and foremost. And again, just as we started on the show tonight, you have 2 of the most prolific offenses all over the FBS. We showed you that. Here it is after 3 quarters. We're looking at close to 900 yards of total offense.
Kind of expected it. I mean, last week, this is a Tulsa team that had 660 yards of total offense. We know what Toledo is capable of. They've done it all of last season. They've done it the first couple of games this season. Both teams average over 40 points. We are well on our way to that average.
Sophomore quarterback Chad President and his dynamic running back D'Angelo Brewer. Brewer gets taken down, but Toledo is, you know, there have been times they've gotten Brewer under control tonight. In on that hit was Zach Quinn. Quinn who backs up Ola Adeni at that rush end spot on the hit. 2nd and 8.
Keep an eye on the tempo of Tulsa. At some point, do they decide to start to slow it down a little bit.
President will gun and making that grab for Tulsa's wide receiver Keenan Johnson, but Johnson was not able to pull away and making that hit to Khalil Robinson.
That was an excellent tackle from Robinson, Michael, in the open field. Not easy to bring him down. Grabs his legs, gets him on the ground.
This is 3rd and 6. President looking at the 40-yard line as to keep this drive alive. Just underway 4th quarter. 37-36 Tulsa. And this crowd is into it. Close to a full house at the Glass Bowl. President, all kinds of time, kept that play alive. Keenan Johnson made the grab. Look at Johnson out of that spin cycle. He's got a first down to the Toledo 46-yard line. That is 17 yards the hard way.
I don't know how he stays in bounds here. Terrific job by President. Watch, he breaks the tackle, and then he kind of Fred Astaire's down the sidelines. He does take a hit here from Woodley at the end. Powell, but a huge first down.
Now D'Angelo Brewer's got the corner. Look out. Flag, it's going to bring it back. Brewer finally corralled at the 2-yard line, but that run of 35 yards is coming back on the Tulsa hold.
First down.
Was that a takedown that Tulsa got caught on offensively?
I believe so.
Yeah, brings the football back now to their own 44. This is a first down and 10 with the ball on the 44. Let's make it, 1st and 20, okay. The line to make down is the 36-yard line. President's gonna float that throw. And way too much on it as he's going for 6'4" wideout Justin Hobbs. It floats out of bounds. 2nd and 20.
This is a dangerous throw from President. He's getting a ton of pressure. And just as he is nearly sacked, he launches the football out to his wide receiver. This could have been intercepted, but he takes a huge hit. Watch big old number 9, Adeni, comes in and provides the pressure.
Chad President, a sophomore quarterback out of Temple, Texas, took over for the highly decorated Dane Evans, who graduated on time as he delivers a strike to big Justin Hobbs on that outcut on a 2nd and 20, Dustin. He got 16 to bring up now manageable 3rd and 4.
And Kadar Holman's given a ton of cushion here on the outside. And I certainly wouldn't want to be in the open field with Justin Hobbs, 6'4", 218, trying to get him on the ground.
Back to the ground game. President will keep the football. He has come clean and to the house. Touchdown. Quarterback Chad President, Tulsa.
The read option has been so effective for this Tulsa team tonight. They have kept Toledo on their toes every single time they get into a 3rd and short, 4th and short. Watch as he decides to pull the football out. And his speed, Michael, is so incredible. He runs away from every Toledo defender. He's a legitimate 4.5 40-yard dash guy. I'm telling you, you see it right there, and he gives a little salute there at the end.
Both these offenses an absolute load to handle. Adding the PAT, Redford Jones. It stretches the Tulsa lead up to 8 at 44-36. Are you ready for this, folks? You ready for the Tulsa rushing totals tonight? D'Angelo Brewer, $139 and a touchdown. The quarterback, Chad President, 123 and 2 touchdowns. Shamari Brooks, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Do you like offense? You've come to the right place. I love the salute there at the end. You know, Chad President's a guy.
The president.
The president salute. His favorite player, Michael, growing up was RG3. You know, he's a guy that he played football in Texas, had a chance to watch Robert Griffin III play at Baylor, win a Heisman Trophy. He wears number 10, so I wonder if there's maybe a little connection there. He got the speed like Robert Griffin III and showed it right there on that touchdown run.
362 yards of rushing offense for Philip Montgomery's Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Dustin, they're averaging 6.7 yards per tote against the Toledo defense. What did defensive coordinator Brian George tell us?
Got to stop the home runs.
The 100-yard rusher, the first time for Tulsa since 1986. This is John Vay Johnson. Nice return for John Vay Johnson to the 27-yard line.
Just thinking, we haven't had a return for touchdown yet. I think we're due for one of those.
Let me check that. Deontay Johnson.
Well, what else could we have in this game? What don't we have, Mike? A kickoff return? I mean,
I've got nothing for you that we haven't had.
You've got rushing offense. We've got block kick return for 2 points. A block PAT, rather.
It's all been there. All right, and it sits on a one-possession game now. 12:01 left, 8-point Tulsa lead. Logan Woodside, what a night he's had. He's thrown for 290 yards and 4 touchdown passes off play action. Woodside will come underneath. Cody Thompson again making the grab. That's his 7th catch of the night. He's got 11 more. First down, Cody Thompson. I know last week he had a big performance for Toledo in that win over Nevada. Woodside, more pitch and catch with Cody Thompson. That's a quick 6 on the first down throw.
Thompson is just working over Reggie Robinson right now, the boundary corner, number 9. Now Thompson's going to go to the field side. This time he'll be matched up with Kerwin Thomas.
Terry Swanson, that running back. Jordan Fisher is in that H position. There you see him. Where's number 85? Now he's going to go into a 4-receiver set. And a motion across the formation.
It's going to be a run to Swanson.
Woodside, fire in the out. Off the hands of Thompson. Boy, undercutting that off the corner for Tulsa was Kerwin Thomas, Dustin. And Thomas said, you know what, I'm thinking out. And he undercut that. Couldn't quite get there.
That was a dangerous throw. I thought it was going to be a run, Michael, because Jordan Fisher comes back into the backfield. And they've been using him kind of like an H-back, fullback type of role. I assumed they'd run there on second down. Instead, they decided to go back to Thompson on the outside. Now a huge passing down here on third down.
3rd and 6 for Logan Woodside. He'll empty out Swanson. 5 in the pass game. Gunning middle. What a grab made by Toledo's John Vay Johnson. First down, Rockets. That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Logan Woodside.
And not only that, Michael, watch the hit he takes from Mouton right here at the end. It goes down hard. Terrific concentration from John Vay Johnson. And Toledo converts.
Logan Woodside over 300 yards on the night with those 4 TDs passing. Woodside going to go deep out. John Vay Johnson got it. Touchdown, make it Deontay Johnson who made that grab. Touchdown, Toledo. Logan Woodside has fired his 5th touchdown throw of the night.
You got Deontay Johnson here at the top of your screen. He runs a wheel route up the field. A defender slips. He falls right down right there. That was Kerwin Thomas who fell, number 2. And a beautiful throw right in stride to Deontay Johnson. I don't care what Johnson it is. That Johnson's in the end zone.
Yeah, Deontay. Yeah, you're right.
They got some speed, those Johnson. They're not related.
They're not related. Toledo moving it to the left hash to go for 2 to try to tie it up. Down by 2 after the Woodside to Deontay Johnson hookup. Timeout, Toledo. Oh, they got the delay of game.
You know, I don't even know that this is like the end of the world because they're probably going to pass here. So now you've got an extra 5 yards to work with. A little more space. Now remember, you're looking at a Toledo offense here that has a chance to tie the game because of a blocked PAT returned for 2 points. Otherwise, this would not even be a question right now. They'd be going for the PAT to make it a 3-point game.
Trying to tie it up here from the 8. Gun and end zone. We are tied at 44 apiece. Making that grab. That H-back, Jordan Fisher. Fisher made the catch. 2-point conversion successful. A sophomore out of Leesburg, Virginia.
This is just too easy. Way too easy. Robinson playing outside leverage. Fisher goes right up the seam. Easy throw for Logan Woodside. And we've got a tie ball game. This is exactly what we expected. 44-44, Logan Woodside finds his man Deontay Johnson for the house call. Yeah, it's lit at the Glass Bowl.
Why would you want anything else tonight? Loving it on the ESPN family of networks. Tied at 44 apiece. Jason Candle, the head coach of Toledo, matching it up with Philip Montgomery. Logan Woodside has been a gunslinger tonight, looking for points.
Just an easy throw to his tight end there over the middle. And the tight ends don't really have that role in the offense since Michael Roberts has been drafted to the Detroit Lions in the National Football League. But that's a great catch, great throw, and really an easy throw to make because the defender wasn't within 3 yards.
Jamison Vesta booted away. This is Bishop Louis on the return. He'll get ushered out of bounds at the 21-yard line. You know, I mentioned the ESPN family of networks, yeah. Dustin. This Glass Bowl Stadium has had just some epic, wild, high-scoring games in it. Reminds me this one the night back in 2011. You saw it right here in November. One of those Maction specials when Toledo beat Western Michigan 66-63 back in 2011. Of course, we had the Northern Illinois Wild 65-63 win over Toledo here a couple years later. And this one is on par with those. 88 points up. And D'Angelo Brewer on that first down call. He got rocked. Give him maybe a couple as Toledo's defense trying to close that down. It's been a big, big night for the Toledo D. Ola Adeni. Adeni, number 9, out of Houston, the 250-pounder. He's been active tonight, huh?
Better know where number 9 is at. Michael, that was the 33rd carry of the game for D'Angelo Brewer.
38 a week ago. Well, Toledo's held him about 100 yards less. This is Chad President, but he's had a big night. President got dragged down. And making that stop for Toledo was Marquise Moore, local product out of Whitmer High School. Real strong program here at Toledo. Kent State's Nick Holly, the quarterback there, played with Moore in high school.
You know, Chad President's only played 2 college games as a starting quarterback. No stranger to big moments, though. Took his high school team to the Texas State Championship game 3 years ago.
3rd and 5. President going to keep the football. Pocket collapses. Down he goes. Jawan Woodley amongst the whole host of Midnight Blue and Gold. There's Woodley showing you why he's an all Mid-American Conference linebacker 2 times over.
He is a special one. Look at him just collapse the pocket. He knows exactly where President is. He steps in. He says, our defense came to play tonight. I know we've given up a ton of points. When it matters the most, that's when the defense has to bow up. And Brian George, defensive coordinator for Toledo, has got to be thrilled. He knew he wasn't going to be able to stop this Tulsa offense all night. He said, we just got to come up with some stops in key situations. None bigger there than 3rd down.
Oh, look at that boot. Backing up Danzel McKinley Lewis, who's got a fair catch. at the 26-yard line. That's where Toledo will start, trying to break this 44-all tie. But how about that Thomas Bennett punt that got Philip Montgomery's squad out of what could have been a lot of trouble field position-wise?
Well, now the pressure flips to the Tulsa defense, Michael. Bill Young, the defensive coordinator. You may remember him for his days with John Cooper.
Absolutely.
Way back in the day.
Sure.
And spent some time at Ohio State.
John Cooper coached this coaches Tulsa football team. All right, Logan Woodside, who's thrown 5, count 'em, touchdown passes tonight. Off the zone read, taking a shot. Deontay Johnson in stride, inside the 5, to the house. Touchdown, Toledo.
Previous play is under review.
I love the taking a shot immediately after the stop. Deontay Johnson is wide open down the sideline, and there's something that the officials saw on this play that they're going to go back and take a look at, Michael. I'm not necessarily sure what they're looking for. Maybe they're taking a look to see if he stepped out of bounds here at the end of this play. I don't think he did. You can't see from that angle, but boy, you talk about explosive plays. Just back and forth we go. And this is not an easy catch to make. You're wide open like that. You've got a defender coming on your heels, and then you have to outrace him to the end zone. Yeah, you give him a little silence.
Field of targeting has been confirmed. Number 8 is disqualified by rule.
A targeting call has been confirmed, and being ejected is Jesse Brubaker. Let's take a look and see if we can pick this up, where Brubaker led with the crown of his helmet and got hit with targeting.
Brubaker's going to be number 8 right here on your left side of your screen. What he does is he goes to the head or neck area violently with that right arm, and that's going to be the call. So he takes that forearm to the neck of Logan Woodside, and that's going to get him ejected. And because this is in the second half of this game, he will have to sit out first half in next week's game.
First half, correct. Yep.
And that's a big loss. Jesse Brubaker is a senior defensive end, one of the better defensive players they have.
Jamison Best perfect on the PAT. We told you at 7 o'clock Eastern time tonight, you like offensive explosiveness, you have come to the right place. Logan Woodside has thrown 6 touchdown passes. Toledo by 7 over Tulsa. That's Toledo's senior quarterback, Logan Woodside. He has tied Bruce Gradkowski, the former Toledo quarterback extraordinaire, number 2 on the Rockets All-Century team. Touchdown passes in a game. He's thrown his 6th tonight. 6 TD passes for 437 yards for Logan Woodside. And Dustin, I mentioned earlier tonight, I mean, this guy is a Maxwell Award watch list candidate. Davey O'Brien, Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas Golden Arm, and you're seeing why tonight. That kickoff return from Bishop Louis of Tulsa. And now let's see how Philip Montgomery's offensive football team responds. Toledo's done it with Woodside absolutely scalding in the air. For Tulsa, it's been that devastating ground game. 3 Hurricanes over 100 yards each.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of both tonight. We've seen the running game of Tulsa, you're right. The lethal passing of Logan Woodside. And the thing that's interesting is that Woodside really hasn't done a whole lot in the first couple of games. And so some people are like, you know, what's going on with this Toledo passing game? And Coach Candle told us this week, well, that's not the case. He's just fine. We haven't had to go to the aerial attack quite as much. The running game has been working, but tonight when they needed it, Logan Woodside has stepped up big time.
This is Shamari Brooks. Had a real good night. Look at Brooks.
Wow.
Look at Brooks still alive. Shamari Brooks has just powered his way for 20 yards. Dustin, I'm going to say he ran through 5 different contacts from Toledo defenders.
This is a true freshman in a huge road game.
Look at all
Just
the contact
carrying
here.
defenders. He's 5'9", 185 pounds. As I mentioned earlier, Michael, this was the Oklahoma 6A Division I Offensive Player of the Year in the state of Oklahoma last season. So what an amazing job by Brooks to carry the defenders for the first down. The thing that Coach loves about Brooks, Michael, is that he's very deceiving because he's not the biggest guy in the world, as we talked about, but he likes to lower the boom. He's got a very physical nature about him. Look at the numbers. 14 for a $119, a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, just absolutely phenomenal. How about Tulsa? Dustin, they're 16 yards away, 384, for rushing for 400 tonight.
This isn't the Naval Academy or Army out here, the nation's leading. This is Tulsa.
President's taking a shot, and he wanted to maybe need to put a little more air under that for Justin Hobbs, the big 6'4" wideout, running against Trayvon Mathis. Mathis has had a lot of the coverage responsibility on Hobbs tonight. Mathis, the all-MAC star. So there's the rush yards I just mentioned, 384. Now, on the other side of things, though, in the pass game, Logan Woodside, Toledo, 437 in the air, 6 touchdowns. President will keep the football. Real estate outside the numbers. Got run out of bounds by Toledo's Trayvon Mathis.
I think Tulsa's going to have more of that. I really do believe that Chad President's going to need to break another big touchdown run to get this offense back in the end zone. He's so elusive, so fast. That read option really has been giving Toledo a tough time tonight on defense.
Look at this Glass Bowl crowd, close to 30,000 tonight, up and into it.
And they're getting loud.
This is a 3rd and 5 as they celebrate 100 years of Toledo football. President on that in cut. Hobbs made the grab. Trayvon Mathis rocked him. It'll depend on the spot. The line to gain was a 48. It's going to be spotted right there. I think they're going to move the sticks for a Tulsa first down.
Yeah, I thought he had the first down. I just didn't think no, they're going to say he's short, I believe. He got a bad spot, I thought.
Got a real rough spot. Oh, is that a rough spot?
Now, they could go back and look at this spot, but boy, that is.
Tulsa going to get up and run the play. 4th down and a half yard. Guess who? D'Angelo Brewer needed a half yard, got 2+. First down, Tulsa. On his 34th carry of the night.
Now keep an eye on these carries as we go. D'Angelo Brewer has a career high of carries, 46. That was last year against Fresno. And last week he had 38. That's a second high for him.
Shamari Brooks trying to get to the corner. Look at the Rockets' pursuit. They strung that out and did a terrific job. Ola Adeni on the hit. Adeni, who wears that number 9, has been terrific tonight.
And the star, the Darlow Blue, does a great job there running sideline to stretch that out. And probably a good job of Brooks to minimize the negative play there, because he could have tried to cut that back and it could have been devastating.
President gonna trigger the out. It was almost picked off and now caught by Keenan Johnson. Johnson made the grab.
Wow.
Khalil Robinson thought the 27 for Toledo, thought he had the pick in his hand.
Yeah, he thought he was taking this one to the house, and all of a sudden Keenan Johnson says, oh boy, this is a tip drill like you run in practice, and he comes down with the football.
We come to the 5-minute mark right now. Hang on, everybody.
Mike, I think you got 2 plays to get 8 yards here.
On 3rd and 8, President guns the out. He had his receiver right there, Josh Stewart. President overthrew him. If he was accurate, would have been a first down.
You're going to get a roughing the passer here.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 51. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, you can't go low on a quarterback.
You ready for this? That's the 15th penalty tonight on Toledo for over 160 yards.
You can't go low on a quarterback like that. You just gotta let up. And that's Chris Norwood, number 51, coming in off the outside with a devastating penalty. You bail out Tulsa's offense. That would have been 4th and 8 coming up.
So now that first down on the penalty, and Shamari Brooks dancing his way. Look at Brooks stay alive to the 15-yard line. That's 18 more yards on the ground. Tulsa over 400 yards rushing tonight.
Just amazing balance in his
Dustin,
ability to stay alive.
I don't want to try to come up with a secondary and make stops on these guys. Do you?
No, sir.
I mean, they have you at their mercy. Shamari Brooks, look at the power. He powered inside the 10. Folks, Shamari Brooks is a 185-pound true freshman, as we talked about tonight. Buck 85.
Buck 85. Coach said he's quick, he's fast, but he likes to set you up. And I said, what do you mean he likes to set you up? He says he wants people to think that he's just going to be a change of direction guy, that he's going to try and make you miss. And just when you think that he's going to try and make you miss, he then lowers his shoulder pads to deliver the blow.
Red zone time for this dynamic Tulsa ground game. D'Angelo Brewer is back. Give Brewer about 3. It's going to set up 3rd and real short. And, you know, for the first time tonight, really, on anybody's drive, we're going to get in a continuous running clock here. We're approaching 3.5 left. 3rd down. This is 4-down territory. Of course, D'Angelo Brewer, he powered his way down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. The rushing yards continue to pile up. First down, Tulsa.
Carry number 35 on the night for Brewer. Read options, you got to use it here at some point.
This is Brewer. Boy, he's tough to bring down, as we have documented, and he's now powered his way and burrowed his way down to the 1-yard line to set up 2nd and goal as we come to the 3-minute mark. Tulsa down 7, but banging on the door. Brewer got stood up. Boy, Toledo's front 7, they put up a wall there on D'Angelo Brewer.
This probably should have been a loss. Ola Adini is in the backfield, Michael. Oh boy, I think it's Brewer who's down.
On his 37th carry of the night. Dustin Fox going back last week against Louisiana. That young man, and we sure hope he's all right, has carried the football for Philip Montgomery 75 times in 2 football games.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That's carry number 38.
Right back to the Glass Bowl. Tulsa's Golden Hurricanes knocking on the door. 100th football celebration anniversary tonight for the Toledo Rockets. Look at, we said 1,000 is guaranteed for you. That is over 1,100, close to 1,200 yards of total offense sound for these 2 football teams.
Now Brewer is still out of the game, Michael, so the huge 3rd down coming up here, you're going to rely on the freshman tailback, Shamari Brooks.
Yeah, well, he's gained 140 yards tonight, though. And this is Brooks, and he's in the end zone just that easily to draw Tulsa to within 1. Touchdown, Shamari Brooks.
You got to see this bounce. This bounce cut from Shamari Brooks is like a senior. I mean, he sees everything clog up in the middle of the defensive line, and he just bounces that outside and walks into the end zone.
The PAT to not a set 51 if successful. From Redford Jones. Out of the hold of Sam Gotch. We're all even at 51 apiece with 2:47 left. We said very possibly 100 points. We said more than likely 1,000 yards plus. Check. Check.
Playing the lottery tonight. All over it. at Shamari Brooks' numbers, Michael, for the young freshman who last week sort of came onto the scene, had 12 carries for 79 yards against Louisiana. But Coach said that they felt like he was going to be more involved in the offense as they went week to week. Just an explosive young man.
Well, that he is, and this is one terrific football coach. They both are on the two of these sidelines. Philip Montgomery and Tulsa won 10 football games last year.
Yeah.
Big blowout win in the bowl game. And Dustin, when we talk about the group of 5 around the 130 playing college football teams in the FBS, it's the Mid-American Conference, the American Athletic Conference, the Sun Belt Conference, the Mountain West, and Conference USA. Now, we can make a case that either one of these football teams here have the wherewithal, like Western Michigan did a year ago, to come out of the group of 5 and play in a New Year's Day Bowl. Tied at 51. That boot is going to drive Deontay Johnson a few yards deep. And the touchdown maker from a moment ago will not come out. So Logan Woodside back on the football field. But how about Toledo's decorated senior quarterback tonight, Dustin Fox? 437 yards, 6 touchdown passes thrown for Woodside, who wears that number 11. He has tied Bruce Gradkowski's touchdown passes in a game at 6. His all-time, he threw for 505 yards, did Woodside, last year, which was an all-time Toledo passing yardage record. And he's back at it here with 2:47 left. And that zone read to Terry Swanson, give him just a couple. Good job there by that Mike linebacker again. Edmonston, who's been all over the football field tonight. Cooper Edmonston.
Now remember, on the last drive, senior defensive end Jesse Brubaker was ejected for targeting. So they need their defense big time, and they're going to be without one of their senior leaders to finish this ball game.
Woodside on 2nd and 8. He'll check down and come underneath. Swanson stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line. This is going to bring up 3rd down and 5 as we approach 2 minutes with the clock moving.
And I think from Toledo's standpoint, you obviously do not want to give the football back to Tulsa in this situation. You're thinking, we're either going to win this walk-off style or we're going to overtime.
It's a big one right here. Tied at 51. 3rd down and 5, Toledo. For Logan Woodside.
Zone coverage.
Woodside will fire underneath, and that's incomplete. There's the flag that's going to be called on McKinley Whitfield of Tulsa as he was draped on Cody Thompson.
I'll be curious to see this from a different angle.
The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul.
Now, spot foul down, because it was not, it's about a 7-yard penalty. I don't know about that call. I got to say, that to me was pretty good defense from Whitfield. Did you see pass interference? I didn't see it.
The right arm
was
draped over the right shoulder as the football was approaching. So, yeah, one of those that difficult. If you're on the bad end of that, you don't like it. Toledo says we'll take it. And now we've got more flags way away from the play after the Terry Swanson carry. Flags came 20 yards behind the play where Swanson was knocked to the ground after the carry.
That was Deontay Johnson on the outside with Kerwin Thomas, number 2. They've been jawing the whole game, and as they were coming back to the huddle, there was a flag.
Personal foul, defense, number 2. 15 yards from the end of the run.
Kerwin Thomas, the guilty party. 1:28 left. Jamison Vest, one of the best around the FBS. That's a Toledo field goal kicker. And you think now that head coach Jason Candle going to start to just get the Vest in comfortable territory here?
I don't think you ever trust a kicker as a coach when you have an explosive. I mean, not that he doesn't trust him, but you want to score a touchdown.
Swanson tried to bounce outside, got taken down at the 40.
In case the Vests are listening, I don't mean they don't. He doesn't trust him, but you want to get in a position here to put 7 points on the board.
Right, it's no surprise Philip Montgomery.
Yeah.
They know now that they got to start conserving timeouts, and maybe if nothing else, make Toledo trot vest out there when they still have some time on the clock.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how Tulsa plays their timeouts here at the end of regulation.
Jamison S, by the by, is 7 of 8 this year, and all of them have been chip shots. Dustin, he's 6 of 6 from 20 to 29, and 1 of 2 from 30 to 39. Jamison Vest has not attempted a field goal longer than 38 yards this year, but he's been one of the best in the country throughout his Toledo career. But let's see. We'll see if it comes to that. 2nd and 7. 67 seconds left, tied at 51. Another timeout for Philip Montgomery in Tulsa.
That's their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
I want to make sure they got that personnel package, huh, Dustin, that they want on the football field here?
No question. Not only that, you want to see what Toledo's coming out to the field with out of their timeout. So a little cat and mouse game here between Philip Montgomery and Jason Candle.
A lot of you probably thinking, why is defense so important? Now, well, we've only had...
You've got to get one stop.
Right. No, I'm being facetious.
No.
We've had 1,200 yards of total offense between the two teams tonight. 1,200. That'll send defensive coordinators and defensive coaches everywhere running for cover.
How about this? 57 first downs in this game.
2nd and 7. From the 39 of Tulsa for Logan Woodside at Toledo. Woodside will throw the out. Cody Thompson made the grab. Look at Thompson stay alive. At the 22-yard line, that's 17 yards. First down, Toledo. They are in field goal range right now for Jamison Vest.
Now watch this right foot of Thompson. Does he step out of bounds here at any point in this play?
Nope.
No, he does a good job. Stays in bounds. That keeps the clock moving.
Still 2 timeouts left for Philip Montgomery. I guarantee he's going to take one after this. Going to have to if they want to have any shot to get the football back. Swanson went down at the 21-yard line. No gain. Clock turning. As we thought, There's your Philip Montgomery timeout. So he's only got one more, though, down. And this is only 2nd down coming up. Toledo can run this right down to the last couple of seconds, take their timeout, run the field goal team out, walk off win if successful.
Well, that's what you want. If I'm Tulsa, did they charge that to Toledo?
I don't know. Philip Montgomery called it. Why would Toledo call it?
I don't know. The scoreboard says it took it off of Toledo's side. Yeah, the scoreboard in the stadium, but anywho, it'll be interesting because Toledo could just, if you say, Michael, just run this thing down. I mean, there's nothing that Tulsa really can do at this point. I'd save a timeout just to try and ice him.
Good thought. 31 ticks left for Logan Woodside. Right from here, it's a 38-yard field goal attempt. Swanson powers down to the 16 and trying to center the football as well. Right from here, it's 33 yards now. Clock is turning. 15 seconds left.
This is going to be Jamison Vest time because Tulsa's not going to call a timeout. This is going to go down. Toledo's going to take a timeout with about 6 seconds to go.
Oh, I think they'll take it down to 3.
See, Michael, I always am of the mindset that in this situation, when you're going to kick it on 3rd down, I would have called timeout with about 7 seconds to go, or just in case of a bad snap.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Because you have another opportunity to go out there and kick it on 4th down, since you're going to kick it on 3rd down.
I hear what you're saying, but listen. Regardless, you mentioned, I know kickers,
yep.
But trust us. Jason Candle has the supreme and utmost confidence in his junior kicker, Jamison Vest, out of the state of Georgia. He's been one of the best in Toledo football history, Mid-American Conference history throughout a very, very strong career. It's going to come from 33 yards away and dead center of the uprights. This is your final snap of the game. This can be a runoff Toledo win with a make.
Well, this place is going to go insane if Jamison Vest is able to kick this. And now here's your icing timeout from Philip Montgomery in Tulsa. They want to make Jamison Vest think about this one just a little bit longer. I always wonder if the timeouts, like what they do to a kicker, the mindset of a kicker as you're going on the field with a chance to win the game. Probably a little bit less stress when you know you can win the game as opposed to having to kick it to tie the game or if you're down. But probably the biggest kick of Jamison Vest's career. And Michael, you talked about it earlier, with an opportunity to be one of those group of 5 teams to make it into the New Year's 6 bowl game like Western Michigan did last year. Very important to win your non-conference games, especially against an American Conference opponent.
Out of the hold of the sure-handed Cody Thompson. It'll be from 33 yards out. You watch it with us.
He's going to use his last time out. Why not? Can't take him with you?
No, absolutely.
Fans here don't love it?
Well, of course they don't like it, but Philip Montgomery's doing it exactly as you should. Why would you leave one timeout left in your pocket? What a football game this has been.
It's been a lot of fun, Michael.
Oh, what a football game. Toledo trying to go to 3-0 on the year. Next week, the Rockets are heading down to Coral Gables, Florida to see the boys from the U.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game. And they can play with the Hurricanes now.
Of course they can. Absolutely they can. All right, Jamison Vest from 33 yards away for the Toledo runoff win. Got it! Toledo with a win over Tulsa.
What a game.
The mob scene around the young fellow with a talented right leg from the state of Georgia, Jamison Vest from 33 yards away. Run it off, Toledo Rockets. You can book it to them. A 54-51 win over a tremendous Tulsa team.
Could this have been any more true? Dead center with about as much leg that would have been good from 55 yards. Here's the reaction on the Toledo sideline. Everybody's happy, pumped up about it. And this was a game, Michael, that at one point tonight, Tulsa had a 21-point lead, a 3-score game early in the first half. Toledo fought all the way back to take the lead. It went back and forth with Tulsa like a 12-round boxing match. And in the end, the Rockets come out on top. Just an amazing, amazing game.
I don't know if that's actually the game ball that he booted about 40 yards up into the student section, but Jamison Vest has got a souvenir. How about that, folks? Know you loved it. 54-51. Toledo beats Tulsa. Quarterback Logan Woodside throws for 6 touchdowns, tied a school record for Toledo. 3 Tulsa Golden Hurricanes rushed for over 100 yards and 6 touchdowns rushing. Oh, baby, it was that good all night long. All right, that's going to do it for us after this pulsating, heart-pounding Toledo 54-51 win over Tulsa. All games that air on the ESPN networks are streaming live on the ESPN app. You can watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks. Log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. It's been a presentation of ESPN. For our producer, Director Ed Cults, and all the crew, my partner, Dustin Fox, I'm Michael Regai. I know you loved it, everybody. So long from Toledo's Glass Bowl.